Hello, everybody! Welcome back to the Deathless Randomizer League. Today with me, I have Mitch as my co-commentator.
Hello, I'm Mitch. I'm the co-commentator.
So we are very excited to be with you today, guys. Mitch, tell us why we're excited and why this match is a crazy one.
This match, okay, so this match is a crazy one because this is the loser's bracket, meaning whoever loses is completely out. There's no second chances, but it's HooZher, the #1 qualifier, who, you know, everybody thought was gonna like sweep through the whole competition, lost his first round, is now in the loser's bracket. And Aggie, who was really heating up late in the season, is his opponent. So Aggie is looking actually very strong right now, and HooZher has been on kind of a downswing. So even though it's the #1 seed versus the #22 seed, it's like it's anyone's game. And of course, you know, we do love Aggie around here. We love HooZher as well, but you know, it is a personal investment of me and Parky that we would love to see Aggie go far. We also want to see HooZher do well, but only one of them can keep going. So
We want to see a good game. I'm gonna do a quick prediction, by the way, guys. But yeah, we want to see a good game. We want to see some fun. We want to see no deaths. We want to see near deaths, maybe. Let's keep this interesting. Let's have some near death experiences. Keep us on the edge of our seat. Okay.
yeah,
well, I'm
I
gonna
hope
make
to
it for
see
10
one that
minutes.
comes down to the final bosses. That would be super fun. To just like no deaths. They're both, you know, it's like a one boss difference, but oh my gosh, he got the boss, and then they're tied, and then like that would be cinema. But we'll see what we get. You don't usually get games that are that close.
Well, we had a kind of a game like that earlier today, actually, right, chat? Where it was down to a couple seconds of a difference of who got the final boss the fastest. Well, kind of. It was more like, is he gonna beat this boss? If not, then we're gonna have to time the previous one, and who got that one the fastest. But it was close. It was still a little crazy. Okay. Do we have their runes on screen? I think we do. I think we're good. So, chat, let's pull up let's look at some stats. We have about 15 minutes until they actually start. I'm gonna cover this up just so you guys don't think that I'm covering up actual gameplay. This is just warm up. Also, how's the audio, chat? I put a little bit more interesting music this time because this is a interesting game. So, oh yeah, before we do this, let's explain the game real quick for anyone who's just coming in and doesn't know what DRL is. So, Deathless Rando League is a league where you are trying to kill as many bosses as you can without dying. So, the players will spawn in, and you have 2 default graces, so a Limgrave Grace and a Liurnia Grace, and then they're gonna have 2 other graces that they can go to that are randomized. Enemies are all random, item pickups are all randomized, and yeah, the goal is to just not die. They do not have to follow the same route. They don't have to, you know, do the same thing as each other or anything. They actually don't know what each other are doing. But you cannot be quitting out. So if Aggie goes into a cave and there's Pacific. What is PCR?
Placidusax? Oh,
no, PCR.
Promise Consort Radon.
Oh my god, I was thinking of PCA from Zoe 101. That's actually crazy. Consort Radon, you can either fight it or you can Memory of Grace out. You can't quit out. No quitting out in the Deathless Rando League. Also, no glitches allowed. It's a glitchless. Skips are allowed, but glitchless, and you can Memory of Grace out, which you'll lose some time. You know, you lose time and you lose your runes. So there's kind of a sacrifice if you do decide to do that. And yeah, if somebody does die in the Deathless Rando League, for qualifiers it mattered a little bit more. I mean, it matters here too, but for qualifiers, if you die, it's over. In this, if you die, your score gets locked at whatever your score was at the time of death, which is how many bosses you killed at the time of death. The only way to unlock your score is if your opponent has the same amount of deaths as you. So if HooZher dies once, he is really hoping that Aggie also dies once so that his score gets unlocked. So if somebody does die, they're going to keep playing and keep collecting boss points so that if their opponent has one death as well, their score will actually be unlocked. they don't know what each other are doing again. So like if like your opponent dies but you didn't, you don't know that, so you don't just sit there and stay safe. Okay, I think we've covered most of the important stuff. Let's look at some of these numbers here from the qualifiers. So here we have HooZher in first rank.
Yeah, not just first, but dominating first. You can see that every single seed that they did was a very high score. Lowest was a 78, which for a lot of players, you know, is like their highest. So just absolutely dominated through the qualifiers. You'll see that IronU was, you know, close in score, but only because the bottom 3 scores were dropped, the 8, 25, and 30 that were early deaths. HooZher did not have a single early death in the entire qualifier round. Very different than, you know, his first actual elimination match, where he did have some early deaths. So we'll see how HooZher does today. If he's the qualifier HooZher, super consistent, you know, basically dominating on the score, or whether that bit of nerves does come into play and he has some slip-ups.
Yep, here we have Aggie in the 22nd rank, so it is quite a bit of a difference, right? Mm-hmm. Aggie did
One thing to note, though.
Yes, yeah.
One thing to note for Aggie is he does have the second highest individual game total out of anyone, just behind HooZher. HooZher has an 86 on seed number 7. Aggie has an 85 on seed number 7. Nobody else got an 85 in any of the seeds besides the 2 of them. So, you know, even though Aggie's average was a little lower, and especially he started, you can see his starting numbers were a little lower, he was heating up towards the end of the season when I think he learned more of the routes, more of the meta, more of the, you know, oh, you get 2 big weapons and you jump attack and things like that. So, yeah, Aggie, arguably, in some ways, the second fastest by the end of the season. I'm being probably too nice to Aggie, but he did do very well by the end.
I don't think you're being too nice. I think you're just stating facts, and it's true. Aggie did. I mean, he does have an 85, and not many other people do, and he did get better. I don't know what happened on the 23, but that's fine. Doesn't matter.
Early deaths, they happen.
Early deaths, whatevs. So, yeah, the thing to note about both of these players is I think that they both have a pretty aggressive playstyle and very fast, very, you know, aggressive. Aggressive is the right word. And so yeah. I think it will be a lot of fun to see them go against each other with that both sort of aggressive, scary, maybe risky playstyle. I think that'll make for a really great game.
Yeah, Aggie has been doing some skips that I have seen most other players not opt for, really taking those risks. Like just a moment ago, he was practicing the skip down to near Wormface from up near Lanciax that gets you to the tunnel quicker. That was one that I remember practicing and trying in the last season of DRL, and I was like, no, this is too scary. I'm not doing it. But Aggie has committed to it. I have seen him go for it in training seeds, and he was practicing it now. So yeah, Aggie is like, I need to get every single advantage I can. Every, you know, second I can save is an advantage. So we'll see if that helps. We'll see if that helps.
And you know what? The seconds matter actually so much, unfortunately. Like, like I said, in the game earlier today, it was a difference of like 20 seconds or something. Like, it just, it really does matter to save those seconds, and it really does matter to really, I know it's hard to play aggressively for 2 hours, especially me. I haven't even done DRL. I know what it's like to play aggressively for 2 hours, though, in a competition of Elden Ring. And, like, it's really hard to not stall by accident, or, like, maybe not take the most efficient route, or whatever the case is, or, you know, you made the wrong decision on where you want to go. It's hard to be perfect decisions the whole time, but unfortunately, it actually matters. No pressure
yeah, it really
or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially in the Deathless format, like, it matters more than anything else, right? In something like a bingo, for example, which is something that we're very familiar with, if you die or if you make a mistake, it could lose you a square, or, you know, sometimes you can be fast enough you get it anyway. Like, it's kind of, sometimes it makes a difference, sometimes it doesn't. In this, it makes a difference. Every death matters, period. If you are the first one to die, you get your score locked, and that, you know, is horrible. But also, if the other person's the first one to die and then you die, you're unlocking their score. It's almost equally bad, no matter whether you're the first person to die or the second person to die. Deaths always matter so much, so you just have to be perfect, like, the whole way through.
Oh, yeah, it's tough. Like, the pressure and the nerves really is tough. And I need to give credit to any of the players who have, which I'm not going to name names because I don't even know who I might be referring to with this, but any player who might have underperformed due to nerves, like, I absolutely have sympathy for that because it is so difficult and it's so stressful and there's a lot of pressure for stuff like this. So I'm just trying to get this layout because I know people are going to ask, Parky, why can't I see the score?
I mean, yeah, I can attest to the nerves. That's basically why I haven't competed in this season. It's just too stressful. Like, I can't handle it. These players are on a whole different level with how they handle the nerves. Through the qualifiers are already nervous, and then the actual matches where, you know, a death could mean you're completely out of it, it's completely unreal.
Yeah, especially, I think the mental, if you die and you don't know if your opponent has died, I feel like the mental would be so difficult, right? Because you have to keep playing. You have to keep playing because that's the only way you're gonna actually still win. But you just have to hope that your opponent also died. That's your only chance, and that's so difficult mentally.
Yeah, and I do want to give a shout out to Forsa for the format. You know, it's one where we said, okay, how are you going to do Deathless in, like, a live race setting? Isn't it just going to be one person dies and then the match ends and then, like, oh, that's anticlimactic? So coming up with a way for the matches to continue and to still have stakes and for both players' play to really matter, I think is awesome. And yeah, big shout outs to Forsa for coming up with this format that takes some of those potential issues and really works to help fix them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think the way that the deaths work in this is actually fantastic. It keeps everyone in the game, and it keeps things exciting for us. So, that being said, it looks like HooZher is in the character selection. Let's take a look at some of these weapons, maybe some of these choices. If you guys don't know, you want, obviously, a weapon that does a lot of damage, but you usually want a big bonk. That's kind of the meta in this, especially a double big bonk weapon situation setup. So, let's see what we got going on here.
I can see, yeah, claws on Aggie's end. Those would probably not be what you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm interested about those claws.
I think he's swapping off. He's looking.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything that stands out as, like, this is clearly the best. HooZher seems to have settled on one that has, is that the Fire Knight? Is it the Fire Knight sword? Not 100%.
I can't see what that is. It's so small.
I know it's so small on the little icon there.
The chat is saying it's the Fire Knight Greatsword. That's
Fire
not
Knight
one
Greatsword.
that I'm
I think that's a good one. It is. I believe it's technically an ultra great sword. You know, it says great sword, but it's technically an ultra great sword. So it does fulfill the requirements of being pretty heavy. I think it's got a very nice charged attack. It's like a stab. I'm personally a fan of using it, but I don't know that it would work that well in the, like, jump attack, you know, wielding two things meta. You generally go for more of colossal weapon. You go for like great axe or great hammer. You can go for great swords or ultra great swords, but I feel like they tend to be a little rarer to find matching sets. But he's at least giving himself a chance to find a second ultra great sword and go for that.
Yeah, it looks like Aggie's still looking, but it does look like that they had settled on that same class for a little bit there. Another thing to note, by the way, is when they spawn into the game, chat, they get this care package where you get 2 seals, 2 staves, or staves. You get some talismans, and you get some armor. You don't get any other weapons in that. You usually use those seals just to upgrade because we do have auto upgrade on, and those are the cheapest to upgrade. And so if they do want another weapon, they're going to have to look for one, or rather hope of a good one drops from a boss kill or something.
Yeah, you can go out of your way a little bit to grab a few items, but since this is a boss rush format, yeah, you mostly hope it drops from the bosses you're already going to be killing along the way. Which is not a lot. There's not too many drops you get.
Yeah, both of the games that I've commentated have had really awesome weapon variety, which is fun to watch because you get to see what these really smart good players will be opting for, and when are they going to swap weapons, and what, oh, this is good against this boss, I didn't really know that it was this good. And it's just fun to see them make these split-second decisions, like, okay, I'm entering this room, oh, I see it's a dragon, okay, I gotta switch to this other weapon. So I think it's really fun. Obviously, it's better for them as well, these players, if they are not frustrated with bad weapons. So for their sake, I also hope that they find some good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting. I don't know that we've, or at least that I've watched a lot of seeds where they're kind of stuck with a bad weapon. Most seeds I've seen, they have found some pretty good ones. So it would be an interesting different test of their skills if they were stuck with something that's not as optimal. Now, the Fire Knight Greatsword is still great. I've seen it used very well in hitless runs, where you can, you know, use the charged attack very well to stagger enemies. It's one of the faster versions of this colossal greatsword type, while still doing incredible damage, especially if you can get the right affinity on it. I think fire or holy it scales particularly well with. But yeah, it just, you know, if you commit to, let's say, for example, Holy, and then you find Elden Beast, well, Elden Beast really resists Holy, and now it's like, okay, well, now you're going to be a bit struggling. So maybe they'll keep this as like a secondary weapon for something like a Deathrite Bird. Like, oh, there's a Deathrite Bird, let me swap to my Holy Greatsword and then do something like that. But I don't know, we'll see. It's a solid weapon. It's just not like an S tier weapon for this particular format.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. We will be starting in just a minute or so here. Some other things to note is, while they do have their scores up on their screens, their scores will also be on the side of the screens here, to my right, I guess, and then to Mitch's left, question mark. Sorry, the cameras are weird. Okay, anyway, Mitch, point to score and deaths. So you can see right over here, score is equal to boss kills, deaths is obviously deaths. Time left is not going to be the same between them because it's in-game time and one computer might be different than another. And key items is going to be the Deathless Medallion halves and the Academy key. It's not required, it doesn't give them extra points, it's just for us to be able to keep track and to know if they get Altus access. Surely no one will ask to move the cam so they can see the score. I tried to make it so that they won't show. Alright. And we are off now. Oh my gosh. Our two starting graces are Mountaintops and Jagged Peak. Mitch, how do we feel about these?
I mean, Jagged Peak, that's DLC. I don't think we're gonna see that. Mountaintops is interesting. There are definitely some bosses you could go for there, but again, it is another high scaling area. So if we see either of them, I expect it to be very, very late into it. I don't expect either of them are going to be like, oh, I'll go to Jagged Peak, kill a boss, get 1,000,000 runes, and then level up a bunch.
Yeah.
So not that interesting of zones to get. You know, there are others that would have been faster, but hey, kind of a standard slug it out as normal.
Yeah, so what this means for us is in the DRL, having Altus access is really important, dare I say mandatory or / crucial, because there are so many bosses in Altus that you need that are like quick and easy that you can get, and so you need Altus access every single time. Now, they do not have any way to get to Altus other than Magma Worm Makar Precipice, which is very dangerous and very slow, so they don't want to be doing that. So basically in this seed, we're going to be keeping an eye out for the Deathless Medallion halves. That's basically going to be their only way. And we can keep track of that in these corners. Shout out to this amazing overlay. Oh my gosh, and the deaths in the score are not on screen. Bruh, I try so hard for this damn overlay. How is this possible? Okay, Mitch, I'm going to fix this. Why don't you keep talking?
Yeah. So one thing to note is they both got some care packages of items to start with. And so they've equipped the ones from those care packages that they actually like, and then they're selling off all of the rest for just a big infusion of money right at the start. This is going to let them get some levels. This is going to let them start thinking about, upgrading their weapons and things like that. So very important to get money as fast as you can. One of the big early things that they want, aside from finding a good weapon, is just finding a bunch of runes to get as powerful as possible as early as possible. You'll even see some runners very early do some very difficult bosses, just because if you can kill a very difficult high-scaled boss, you can get a ton of runes, and that can jumpstart your speed everywhere else. But other runners will say, that's a little too risky for me. I will slowly build myself up through doing easier bosses and, work the runes up slowly. So the rune routing is a very, very big deal here. I already have noticed there is a slight speed difference, at least, from my streams, if they're not exactly lined up. On HooZher's side, just getting through this early menuing a little tiny bit faster. Ooh, Aggie has found a somber ancient dragon smithing stone, though.
Nice.
That could help him max out a weapon. I'm not sure HooZher went for that grab, so
Wait, where
this
did
could
was
make
that,
the difference late game.
Was that literally just that pickup right there?
It literally was just that pickup right there.
And
Yeah,
HooZher
it was just a legendary pickup. I'm not sure. He might have. Chat can maybe correct me. I didn't see him grab it, but I may have just missed it.
Okay. Well, hope for his sake that he did, I guess, if he was already standing
We'll see.
there.
It's not that big of a deal going from a almost maxed weapon to a completely maxed weapon. It's, it does make a difference, but it doesn't make a complete, like, oh my god, now you're doing double damage. It's like 5 or 10% more damage or something for the final upgrade level, which is pretty good, but you can definitely make do without it. They both are now, of course, grabbing a bunch more items from these graveyards, these early graveyards, to be able to hopefully get even more stuff. And
yeah, so
I'm excited to see what boss they go for first.
I agree, and as you were mentioning before, that there are some routes you can take that are harder bosses that will give you more rune droppage. It is a valid strat to do either that or to do not that and to be safer. Oh, and there's an aging untouchable, which HooZher didn't really seem too nervous about, but...
Yeah, if you got Torrent, you can mostly outrun them, and he even was able to just rest there, and now he's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think Aggie even saw it at all. Yeah, those guys can see you from across the map sometimes, and then just teleport onto you. They can be very scary, but luckily he was not fighting a boss or off of torrents or anything, so he could just keep going there.
Yeah, that's tough, but that's a pretty easy place to have it. But anyway, yeah, so you'll see a player, for example, go to Dragonbarrow, and fight really hard bosses there, and it might take you a little bit more time if you go early, but you get so many runes and stuff that'll help you either level up your weapon or just level yourself up, so that when you go back to all the early bosses, they just melt. And we actually saw that in the game that I just commentated a few hours ago. They actually did that opposite strat, and like, one person's ahead for the start and whatever, but it really catches up. So both of these strats are like super valid, and I am curious to see if either one of them opt to go for that.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's something that HooZher does. I haven't watched all of his matches, but I think he does like to do it, whereas I don't think I've seen it as much from Aggie, so we may see a split in the route. Both of them did get their weapon pretty upgraded right now. They made sure to upgrade a very cheap weapon to upgrade a very light weapon, because... Oh, and HooZher has now found the Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. There it is. But the reason that you upgrade a light weapon instead of your main weapon is just because it costs less, and then you can drop and pick up your main weapon, and it will get automatically upgraded to the same upgrade level as that light weapon you just upgraded. So saves them a ton of runes early. It's kind of mandatory for getting a fast start here. Aggie saw Fia's champions. I don't know if he was intending to fight that boss, but he was like, nope, I'm not fighting Fia's. Get out of here.
Yeah, Fia's, when you're gonna one-shot them all, is fine, but before then, I don't know if you want to mess with it. It can be really bad.
Yeah, luckily it's not a bad spot to come back to later.
Yeah.
It is pretty close to that Grace. So it might have been a little more efficient to take them on right now as he was going through, but it's not a big deal to skip them and come back.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like I was saying, decisions matter a lot, right? Like if you're gonna, oh, am I gonna invest a bunch of time into this boss right now just so I don't have to come back later? Or is this near something that I'm gonna do it later anyway, so it's gonna be fine to come back later? Those decisions
Ooh, Aggie with the
could make a
spinning
break.
flail.
Yeah,
I love this. The little
did see
spinning
that.
flail.
We did see that today, didn't we, chat? With serious challenges. Yo, he loved the hell out of that spinning flail.
That's so good. I mean, like a boss like a demi-human queen just kind of sits there and you can just spin and get it. It's so good. Aggie was actually gonna go for another boss, but then saw he got a remembrance, so he's going back to upgrade his weapons some more. And HooZher has gone for different Liurnia bosses, has found Battle Mage HooZher at the Erd Tree spot. So very nice kill from him. Both of them got a nice, easy early kill. HooZher, I think, is not going for the Dom skip. Ooh, he's kind of going for like an alternate version. That does look a lot safer than the full Dom skip.
Yeah, which brings us to 1-1. They both got their first bosses in. Not sweating yet. This is good. They're both going. Aggie's got his weapon leveled up now.
Yeah, he's got it. Is it fully max? He had to do a little bit of the swapping. You have to, like, he was upgrading a non-somber, then he used that to auto upgrade a somber, then he spent the somber ancient, and so now he should have a fully upgraded weapon. So he's the first to get that. I would say a little advantage out of this early game to Aggie, especially getting that early remembrance was very nice for him. But you know, the score is 1-1. It is very close.
Yeah, someone mentioned in the chat, and chat will never lie, so I believe them, that the difference between a pre-upgraded weapon to a fully upgraded weapon is 8% or so.
Yeah, 8% for a somber. Since they could have gotten to plus 24 on a non-somber, I believe it is less than that for a non-somber. I would guess around 4%. Chat could probably correct me on that. But yeah, so nice that they both found that fully upgraded somber ancient. Ooh, HooZher has found Rykard in this like tiny little catacomb place. That should be a horrible spot to fight him, but luckily the lava is turned off in the randomizer, so they can just stand here and poke him.
Yeah, Rykard is definitely a little bit of a easy boss in randomizers because of the lack of the lava damage. And you just stand up here, and he doesn't really touch you or do it.
He just doesn't really do much. You can just stand so close that his attacks just kind of miss over your head. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, we got Aggie beating Smaragd. Nice, Aggie. Nice. Okay, they're pretty exactly at the same spot as each other. Score of 2-2.
Yep.
Well, not physically, but like with the score.
Yeah. Well, Aggie has found another Rykard, this time the other phase at the very start of the game at Tree Sentinel. Oh, is he not even going to do the Serpent Hunter? He's just going to flail it down?
Yeah, I mean...
He's at least going to try to.
The hill is causing some problems here for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stopped that strat. But if he could have pulled off that bleed, that would have been really nice, but, you know.
One interesting thing to note is that I believe the Serpent Hunter does not get auto-upgraded, so it can sometimes be better to use an auto-upgraded regular weapon rather than the Serpent Hunter unupgraded, which is an interesting way to fight Rykard, not something you would normally do outside of a randomizer.
It sounds like you don't get a Serpent Hunter if Rykard spawns in the open world, but I kind of agree with you that if you have an maxed out weapon, maybe it's just better to do that anyway.
Yeah, it definitely, it was not slow for him to just walk up with the Fire Knight Greatsword and just hit him. This does mean if HooZher finds Rykard in a bit, which I expect he will, he does have a choice to make of whether to use the Serpent Hunter or not. So we'll see what he decides. And if I was correct that it can be better to fight them with an upgraded non-Serpent Hunter, we'll see.
I think surely it will. Serpent Hunter under upgraded is not that good, but
yeah. I mean, the wind hitbox on it is really, really strong and obviously gets you a lot of range, but considering the way you fight Rykard is just by standing right up next to him, you don't really need that range. So
Right.
half of its benefit is kind of nullified.
We got an Omen Killer. Omen Killers is not that hard of a boss. Okay, he's obviously the squishiest guy you've ever seen. But if he hits you, dude, I mean, he hits hard. I have lost plenty of bingo game to that.
Yeah, I mean, luckily they are still in the very, very early game scaling. This is just a little Limgrave. So they've got basically maxed out weapons, which you would expect, you know, for the end game. And they got a care package that lets them get to level 30 immediately. So they've got plenty of health. So basically this early section is just a speed race. It's how fast can you do it. I would be very surprised to see either of them die in Limgrave just because they are so scaled way higher than anything in this area.
Yeah, so HooZher sees Rykard. He's not opting for the Serpent Hunter. It sounds like it doesn't work in the overworld, maybe. I'm not sure, but either way, I feel like this strat. Actually, he's not doing a lot of damage. I think the hill.
He missed. He missed with like 4 attacks in a row because of the hill. Also, this Fire Knight Greatsword, he made it a Fire Knight Greatsword. So it's doing even less damage because Rykard is very, very resistant to fire.
Oh, this is a slow fight a little bit. What just? Sorry, I was distracted by the Rykard. What just happened to Eggy? He went into the Everjail. Did he beat the Everjail or did he?
He came out of the Everjail, so I think he had to have beaten the Everjail. I also missed it.
Chad, did he beat a boss that quickly?
He beat it. Okay, he just...
That was very fast.
Whatever it was, he just kind of walked through it.
Understandable. There is a YouTube stream. Yeah, just look my name up on YouTube. It'll be there. I might have a command for it. I don't know. !YT. Sorry about that.
Aggie looks like heading straight for Margit. Now, one interesting thing to note about Margit is that if players get access to Leyndell, the capital, and can go through and kill Morgott, it would automatically kill Margit as well. You get like a 2-for-1 special. But that's only if they expect in the route to be able to get all the way through Leyndell. It looks like Aggie is saying, I'm probably not going to be able to do that. I'm just going to take Margit right now and not go for the 2-for-1 special later.
Yeah, that's a bit of a crazy strat. A little bit greedy for sure.
Yeah, I have seen it work when you get, you know, one of the extra graces that you get lends itself to being able to do Leyndell. I've definitely seen that, but yeah, in this particular one, it would be a little weird.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Oh, gosh. Let me do a quick
he
refresh.
just immediately warps out. He does not want to have the chance for Godric later, which does make sense. Godric is obviously very low scaled still Limgrave, but does take a while to run to. So he's just kind of abandoning that and saying, nope, I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, understandable. He can come back later if needed.
HooZher now heading to that same Everjail that we didn't see Aggie do because we missed it. So we can see chat said it was a duo. Let's see if they are correct.
Okay. Yeah, we just blinked and missed this.
Yeah, Clean Rot Knight and Kindred of Rot. Very, very fast kill here. HooZher actually maybe didn't want to take the riposte, just because riposte can be a little slower than just doing a regular attack. And Aggie fighting a Divine Beast Dancing Lion stuck in a house here. Let's see, is it Deathblight?
Ooh.
No, it is the lightning one.
Nice,
so,
nice.
Easy kill.
Yes, I did tie my own tie. There's this YouTube video where if you type in on YouTube how to tie a tie, the exact same guide just comes up and it's like a 1-minute long video. I watch it every single time I need to tie a tie. That's my go. It's like an Australian guy. That's my go. Mitch, do you tie your own tie?
I tie my own tie. I had my dad teach me how to tie a tie, and now I know.
Damn, that's pretty good. I gotta ask my dad.
That's classic little boy behavior. You're going to a wedding and you're like, Dad, how do I tie a tie? And he'll show you, and it's
cute.
Aggie was riding by what is normally the Death Bird in Limgrave, and nothing spawned there. So I'm not sure. Maybe it was Invis Assassin, or I'm not entirely sure what happened there. I got a little confused as I was telling my Thai story.
Well, maybe Emir or Bill, like a spawner.
It could be. It looked like he ran close enough that I would have expected it to show up, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure what happened. He thinks the weather changed. Oh, yes, that's right. When the Divine Beast Dancing Lion does the weather change, it can mess up the like day cycle, and even though night bosses are supposed to always show up in this randomizer setting, it can make it so that the night boss doesn't show up when it, yeah.
Oh my god, that's a huge time loss. Unless it happens to both of them, that sounds like that would really suck.
It's probably going to happen to HooZher here as well, and we'll see if he also knows that that's what happens.
That is so weird. He, like, fully just changes the daytime? That's crazy.
He changes the weather, yeah.
Holy. Kind of the goat, huh?
Mm-hmm. HooZher with a great kill here on the dancing line. I think definitely
Very
faster
fast.
than what Aggie's was.
Ooh, we got a Radon. Hopefully he one cycles him so he doesn't have to worry about any of those big...
With this much damage, I imagine he will. There's like no way he doesn't.
Oh. Yeah, true.
He is missing some attacks here, but nah, still plenty of time.
They're good. Oh. Oh, okay.
Oh, it does get hit a little. Oh, there we go.
You are just a tad behind.
Okay. I've refreshed, and hopefully it's good now.
All right, where are we headed? What is this, Oh, we got Yo, I was just saying last match, we haven't seen Mesmer, or at least I haven't seen Mesmer. And,
such a fun fight.
Such a great fight. And, Aggie's damage is obviously amazing.
Yeah, the Fire Knight Greatsword, I do believe, has some slight split damage with fire. Okay. So Aggie's not doing quite as much as he could, but still easy fast kill there.
Yeah, easy.
And Aggie actually with a bit of a lead here, score of 9-7. I'm not actually sure how he has gotten this lead, because it seems like HooZher has been doing mostly the same things and has been getting good boss fights, but Aggie's just a little ahead here.
Aggie is a little ahead and also has about 15 seconds. I mean, at this point, the time might change, but he does have 15 more seconds or so. Did Aggie do the cave Rykard? I'm not sure that he did. But
no, he didn't find that one yet. So, yeah, I guess a slight difference in routing maybe is what's caused the score difference so far.
Yeah, maybe also Aggie got a faster weapon max, right? So maybe that did make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that remembrance that he got from his choice of first boss to do was, I think, really, really huge. Chat says the graveyards. HooZher is taking more items in the graveyards. That does make a time difference. But if he finds a really, really good weapon, that could make up for it.
Yeah, it sucks a little if you don't get anything you want, and then you're like, okay, I just wasted all this time. But you know, like you said, if you get a great weapon, then you'll start steamrolling. So it's probably worth it.
Yeah. The other thing, HooZher now heading towards Dragonbarrow. This is that risky strat where if you do it and if it pays off, you get a bunch of runes early. Or at least he was heading in that direction. He's kind of pivoted out now, so he might have changed his mind, or he might just be setting up, maybe do a few more boss kills before he heads there.
I feel like this is so early for Dragonbarrow.
It's very, very early.
Maybe I'm just bad, but...
They are not, like, soft-capped on health yet. That's the main thing that I would want, is to have at least, let's say, 40 vigor. You know, I like 60. I get made fun of for going 60 vigor in randomizers, but I like up to all the way to 60, but at least 40 is what I would want to feel a little comfortable with something like Dragonbarrow. Ooh, Valiant Gargoyles on Aggie's screen. Ooh,
The
gross.
damage is all right.
Luckily. Yeah, actually the damage is great that he's got, and he's not taking too much. So actually maybe this isn't such a bad time to find them, but he's getting comboed. Oh no. He's got to heal. He's trying to.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. No.
Oh,
no, I can't breathe. I can't
he's
breathe.
alive. He's alive at 1. Oh, barely got the heal off. Oh, that's a really bad attack to see. He doesn't dodge it. Oh. One of them stuck up. That's actually okay. He can just fight the other one. It might lose him time, but he's back to full health. He should be fine. He should be all right now. They're both low. He should be able to finish one of them off soon, and then he will have an easier time with this. Oh, got a little slammed, but that's okay. One
Now
down.
what?
He's gonna have to throw something. He doesn't have any
no, he
throwables.
fell, he
Oh,
fell.
it just walked down. Lucky.
Oh,
There we go. Wow.
Guys, when I say I have a heart rate watch, I bet you if I checked this, it would be like 130 right now. That was terrifying. Woo!
Oh my. I think if that gargoyle had not landed up and basically stopped attacking Aggie so he could just dodge the other one, there was a very high chance that Aggie could have died there. That was almost an incident.
Almost for sure he would have died there. That went so bad, so fast, and then so good, so fast. Miyazaki was watching over him. I have no idea.
That
how
is
he
plot
did-
armor for sure. Yeah.
Okay, well let's calm down now. We're back in it. Yo, I have to say this because I think it every single time I see it, but I've been watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and every time I see that furled finger thing, I always think it's Sukuna finger. I just had to put that
That would
in there.
that would be pretty funny if the way that you activated it was by eating it. That would.
Oh, that would be so good. Yo, that bird, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely got in the
God.
way, but Aggie was not too bothered with it. An interesting thing there is Aggie did not have to deal with a lot of enemies around that, even though it's the Agil spawn, which usually has a bunch of enemies. Because if you ride past it once and then come back later, then all those extra enemies are despawned, which is very nice. He's found Renala here, who can stall like that with the full moon. So losing Aggie some time for sure here.
By the way, I did want to point out, I saw Eggy, he chose to fight the Gargs with that skeleton arm, I guess because it's strike.
Yes,
not-
yes, it is strike damage, which they are a lot weaker to strike damage than to the Fire Knight Greatsword, which is Pierce and Standard, I believe. Yeah, it's the Gideon's Scepter. I think Gideon's Scepter might also do some split damage with some sort of magic, in which case that's also good for the Gargoyles. They are less resistant to other forms of damage than physical.
Does anyone recognize the song in the chat? I don't know it, but it's sick. I just have a mix happening here. Oh, we did get a Dectus half on HooZher's side, which is really important.
Ooh, yeah. Do we know what exactly dropped it? Is it something that Aggie is likely to do as well? I expect it is. They're all kind of going through the very obvious checks right now, so both of them will probably end up having that Dectus have. The Tibia Mariner, yes. Okay, so that is something that Aggie will almost certainly do at some point before going to Altus.
All right, we got HooZher and Kaled here, which will be a little tougher scaling, but his health bar is getting up there for sure. So the biggest thing, guys, is in the DRL, as much as you don't want to die, you're not looking for hitless fights because hitless fights are slow. You want to be aggressive. You want to be able to be trading. You want to be able to be just hit. Don't worry about what the other guy's doing and run. So vigor, very important. Armor, very important. Defense talismans, very important. Or, attack up talismans. But yeah, that's why you'll see them with like these massive health bars in the DRL.
Yeah, interesting that the format that's like, oh, don't die, try to be defensive, play not too aggressive, ends up being one of the most aggressive formats I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It is just so aggressive. You just do not care if the enemy hits you. You're like, oh, I'm about to run out of stamina. Oh, that's fine. I can get hit, and then my stamina will recover.
Okay, we got HooZher with a Crucible Knight and a Abductor Virgin, which is a little scary.
Yeah, not my favorite duo to see for sure there. He is still
Yeah.
pretty high scaled, but he is at half health. Okay, now he got a heal off, so now he should be relatively fine, but getting a little comboed.
Yeah, I feel like separately these guys are aight, but together, like, this is not something that I would be happy to see. Oh god, oh god.
Oh, gets interrupted from finally killing the Crucible Knight. Okay, now
there
he's
we
got it down to
go.
a 1v1.
Oh,
Oh, but gets
the
grabbed though.
How much
Huge
damage, how much
time
damage?
loss.
Okay, no, he's good. It is a time loss, but the damage
Yeah,
is fine.
it doesn't do that much damage, especially because you can actually wiggle out of it. If people don't know, you can like basically press all the buttons on your controller as fast as possible. Gets grabbed again. Oh my goodness. Not only is that the time loss from getting grabbed, you also don't get the big punish. Normally after they grab, they leave themselves open and take more damage, and he's not getting any of that extra damage. So really, really slow fight from HooZher. Luckily did not die, only went down to about half health, but way slower than what you would hope for.
Yeah, it's just, the thing is, like, you need to be super aggressive and greedy, but you don't want to be too greedy because then you just get grabbed, right? It's tough. It's tough to make these choices and to really try and be just greedy enough and just not too much.
Yeah, it definitely, you know, it depends a little on the bosses. There's some bosses where being greedy just is slower than playing it safe, and I think Abductors is definitely one of those.
Yeah. The duo was so trash, I'm surprised it's not part of the main game. That's so real.
That's so real. I mean, would you rather fight that duo or Gargs? Like, it's a toss-up.
That's actually a good point. Like, if this duo was in this tiny room, that would kind of suck. I'm a little bit surprised that they gave you such a big arena for gargoyles, and I can see them giving you a tiny arena for that stupid fight.
Oh god, with the poison and the ticking, oh my god, that would be, ugh, that would be worse. That would definitely be worse if it was Gargs in a tiny arena.
So there is a boss here. Okay, God's Apostle, he should be okay at, but yeah, this guy is so highly scaled. Like, look at that damage, it's so minuscule.
Yeah, he has gone to, this is technically Dragonbarrow, which is why the scaling is so high, which should hopefully give him a lot of runes here. Luckily, this is the regular Godskin Apostle. This is not the snail. You can tell because when he hits him, red blood comes out. If it was the snail, white blood would come out. If it was the snail, I think he might just leave. Like, he might just be like, no, I'm not doing this. Because you'd have to do Apostle, then you'd have to do Noble, then you'd have to do the snail, and so it just becomes a really, really, really slow fight if it's high scaled. Yeah, it is also in the rain, so he's doing less damage with the fire. And Godskin Apostle, I believe, is pretty resistant to fire, given that he does Black Flame himself.
Yeah, this fight, it's been pretty clean. It just takes a while. However, this is what we were talking about. I mean, let me not curse him here, but he took a big risk. And it ended up paying off, and now he's gonna have a bajillion dollars to spend on more health and more attack up. So that'll definitely help him out a lot. And yeah, good fight.
Yeah, good fight is gonna help him, and wasn't as slow as you might have expected. That was a pretty clean fight. He also used the Golden Horn Tender to get even more runes from it. So he got something like high 60,000, I think, is what he got. That he then spent. So that is a lot of levels that is going to make him a lot stronger here.
And Cragblade, apparently.
Ooh.
Huge.
Cragblade, yeah. And he's now got Great Stars as well. I'm not sure where he found that, but Great Stars with Cragblade, that's a winning combination. You can just stagger lock a lot of bosses with that.
Yeah, so he's gonna keep going through Dragonbarrow and keep finishing off these bosses that are just gonna make him the richest man alive.
Yeah, now Ancient Hero of Zamor, which normally is a boss that you like 3-shot or get to immediately phase transition and kill it as soon as it's out of the phase transition, but yeah, actually has to fight it here. It can be a little scarier than you might expect for players, just because they're not maybe as used to fighting it fully in the second phase. I know I don't know its second phase moves that well, but HooZher's done a lot of randomizers, so he'll probably be fine here.
Yeah, and then they put a bunch of them in Night Rain. It's like, oh, you're gonna learn to fight now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I kind of just avoid them. They're in a bunch of like ruins and stuff that I'm like, nah, I don't really feel like it.
Yeah. We got some bail here for Aggie.
Ooh.
Damage is it. I don't think. Yeah, it's fine. I don't imagine. I mean, Bale's not going to take more damage to fire, but it looks like his damage is still okay.
Yeah, this is still a pretty low-scaled area because Aggie is still doing a lot of that Limgrave stuff. Because Aggie is doing the lower-scaled stuff, Aggie does now have a full 4-boss lead here on the score. But I expect that HooZher is going to make a lot of that back later when he comes back and does these Limgrave bosses, and then Aggie has to go do slower, you know, bosses later.
Yeah, so Aggie is ahead by 4 at this point, but it's a little bit of an artificial lead just because the pathing, the routing was different, and HooZher opted for the slower bosses that'll be more of an investment. And Aggie is cleaning up these really quick bosses now that HooZher is going to come back to later and clean up with even more damage, so they'll be faster. So whose is the better path? I don't know. I don't know if there is a better path, but we will see which one of these ended up working out better.
I would guess that HooZher's path should generally be faster. Just the more runes you can get early, the faster you can make absolutely everything happen. But it's also very risky, but given that HooZher has not died and is on a pretty easy boss here with the Mad Pumpkinhead, it's really looking like it's going to pay off for him.
Nice. Nice clean fight.
Yeah, the main thing with those Mad Pumpkinheads is just avoid hitting them in the head. It's armored, so he did a good job of staying behind and hitting him in the soft, exposed fleshy bits.
I thought you were going to say his butt.
I could have gone with that as well.
Alright, which boss are we gonna get here? Oh, it's another hero of Zamor. Man,
yeah, this one not nearly as high scaled, so you'll see how fast they can go down.
I'm like, oh, hero of Zamor, like this is gonna be so scary. And then I remembered these guys are actually like really good at this game. And they actually know all the bosses, you know.
Yeah, it is very funny that the two of us are sitting here like, oh no, Hero of Zamor, even though it's like an early game boss, and you know, chat's probably like, what do you mean Hero of Zamor? That's an early boss. That's like an easy one. But like, we just have so little experience fighting it, just because you always two-shot them normally.
Right, exactly. Okay, we got a you know what? Actually, I learned this today when I was commentating with Chris. I was gonna say I don't think a sword would be really good here, but no, apparently it's the same on his body. He has no resistance.
Yeah, for Falling Star Beast. Yeah, it's the exact same for all physical.
Weird.
Yeah, you would think they'd be like the gargoyles. They're like a hard. Oh my god, HooZher very low on health. Oh my gosh. It can really swing like that in Dragonbarrow. It just does so much damage at any given time. But he has recovered, and it looks like he will get it. That was a vanilla Erdtree avatar in the Erdtree avatar spot, I think. Very funny to see. No, that's usually,
isn't that putrid usually?
Oh, you're right. It's normally putrid, but I mean, they're the same thing. Putrid.
Oh my god, what is this skip? Ah, maybe that's how that's supposed to look.
That is how that's supposed to look. That's actually a pretty easy skip that I think most players would be comfortable doing that skip. The branches are pretty big for you to land on.
Okay. That looked so weird. But I guess I've just never seen it. God, man. You know, especially like some of these drops that these players obviously know they're not gonna die. And even I should know if they're doing it, they know that they're not gonna die. But as someone who thinks Elden Ring fall damage is just completely broken and confused, it does stress me out.
No, yeah, I totally agree. Any of these skips is definitely a bit of a risk. They're technically consistent as long as you land on very specific spots, because the thing that makes Elden Ring fall damage so weird is that it often doesn't count where you're, like, where you land. It will think you just didn't land even though your character obviously touched the ground. So you just have to basically memorize very specific spots to stand so that the game will recognize, yep, you're standing there, I'll count that. So they have memorized this, and yeah, something like roots luckily is usually pretty consistent for things like that. I see it more happen weirdly on like edges rather than something like tree roots.
Oh, yeah. It's yeah, hopefully, I mean, you know what? Let me just refrain from saying anything horrible because I have a very strong caster curse ability. And so I will hold these thoughts.
No, I think it's more fun. Just curse them. Curse them all.
No.
Curse them both equally so they both die, and then it's even. Then neither of them can be mad at you.
Oh my god, imagine if I caster cursed Aggie and later he's like, man, Parky, I just had this weird, really unlucky moment. Like, I died somewhere I've never died before. I don't even know how that's possible. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Don't watch the VOD back.
Okay, we got an Estelle. This is my first time seeing Estelle.
Ooh, yeah. He's on a hill. It kind of sucks. It can be hard to hit his face. Sometimes it's just above you, but luckily he's currently downhill from Aggie, so it's a little actually easier to hit his face. Oh, that charge attack did not hit. Oh, and HooZher has found the Valiant Gargoyles, but he's got this Great Stars, which is an amazing weapon for it. He already has one down, so they're both doing great on these bosses. A lot less scary for HooZher than it was for Aggie, especially with all these runes that he has.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This is the Dragonbarrow coming in to clutch here, because you're just so much stronger. He's just genuinely doing way more damage and has, I believe, more survivability as well.
Yes, yeah. So this is where the gap will 100% start getting smaller and smaller, despite a 6 boss difference at this point. Also, do you guys hear the music still? It's still going. Is it too quiet? I could turn it back up. It's gone for you? Okay, I'll turn it up.
Yeah, HooZher now cleaning up some of these earlier Limgrave bosses, so he's basically going to be kind of following behind where Aggie was, and catching up that way, as Aggie now has to follow behind where HooZher was and start heading over towards that Caelid area. So they kind of have just done things in the opposite order at this point.
Yeah, so I guess the difference with this is Aggie, if he heads to Dragonbarrow, his fights will probably be a bit faster than HooZher's were, but you know, I don't know if it'll make a big difference. I guess we'll see if Aggie.
Yeah, does anyone in chat know where HooZher found the Great Stars? Because this is also gonna, I think, make a big difference potentially. Ooh, there is a Death Basilisk here with the Renala fight. That's not gonna be too nice, but since it's only one of it, it's not too scary. Yeah, he's got Renala down.
Yeah.
He's good to keep going. Patches Bellbearing. Oh, interesting. Aggie, I don't believe has done Patches yet, and I don't know if Aggie actually checks the shop after Patches. I think some runners do, and some runners don't think it's worth the time.
Maybe it depends on if they like what they got going on.
Yeah, if I were Aggie, I would be checking some stuff. I like the Fire Knight Greatsword, but there's definitely better options to find.
Nice kill. The trading with the duelist is so goofy because the duelist is trash. Unless you're like really, that's one of those things like Hero Zamor. If you're really low level and you're fighting a high scale duelist, and you're all of a sudden you're like, wait, this guy actually got hands, but only if I'm really weak.
I swear they invent new moves. Anytime that you fight them and you're low scaled, they just invent new moves that they have never done before. It's just like, I swear, he has never done this. He's never done this. This is a world's first.
Aggie is heading over to Dragonbarrow.
Yeah, there's the ancient hero of Zamor. Oh, interesting. He's got Ghost Flame Call now on his Fire Knight Greatsword. That might just be... I don't think it's for the affinity. I don't think he has it as Frost, so he might actually use it at some point.
His damage is... It's better than what HooZher's was, obviously, but it's not, like, game-changing damage or anything, I think.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not a
there's the
large
flail.
difference, but if Aggie gets these runes and gets caught up to HooZher in damage while maintaining a bit of a score lead, he could be on a really nice... Aggie accidentally one-handing, punch reposting the hero of Zamor just to send a message.
Yeah, we did see that earlier today as well. I guess it's easy. Maybe when you have your weapon in your left hand, it's easier to accidentally do that.
Yeah, because I think he was swapping back and forth between the flail. He wanted to get a bleed proc while the hero of Zamor.
Yeah.
Also, Aggie very low on health, but does manage to back off.
God, this fight was not the cleanest. But he didn't die.
Definitely not the cleanest. Yeah, would have been a lot faster if he got the actual riposte damage there, so a little unfortunate. But does get just a ton of runes from using the foul foot on that.
Yeah, huge. I will say, both of these players look extremely stoic right now. Neither of these guys... If you told me they didn't even care about this game even a little bit right now, I would believe it.
They're just locked in. That is just gamer face right there. You're just so locked in. You can't crack a smile. You can't laugh when you accidentally riposte with your fist. You just got to be thinking about the next thing.
Yep. In terms of these, the gamble, by the way, we have 67% on Aggie winning with 1.3 million Gamba points. And then 33% on HooZher winning with 660,000 Gamba points, which is crazy. So it's 67 to 33. We'll see how this goes.
I think chat was just trying to make the funny number.
I think so.
Ooh, Aggie having some trouble with the pumpkin head. They are another one that's like, oh, this guy's so easy. I don't need to learn his moves. And then, high-scaled Dragonbarrow pumpkin head.
Yep. And by the way, we are catching up, or not we, but HooZher is catching up to Aggie with that score, as we said was gonna happen because of that Dragonbarrow.
Yeah, down to a 3-score difference. Yeah. About to be 4 when Aggie gets this, but that is definitely lower than the 6 that we had just a little bit ago.
So since Aggie did Dragonbarrow before the 1 hour mark, I don't know. Like, I think that HooZher might lose his advantage with that, because it'd be different if Aggie did Dragonbarrow last, I think. But he also got a bunch of runes with this, and we had the foul foot, and he'll probably get a similar advantage anyway. So
yeah, definitely. I think it is neck and neck here. I think HooZher maybe only got a little advantage, maybe a few bosses that were a bit faster, but yeah, it's really close. They both have very, very good routes.
God, this is so stressful. It's killing me. Yeah, the Great Stars is really good here.
Yeah, Aggie did put Ghost Flame Call onto it so that he can use the Ghost Flame Call. That is the same one as Death's Poker, a very, very powerful weapon, but it's a lot less powerful, unfortunately, than the Death's Poker version. I'm not sure why they felt the need to make it so much worse, but yeah, it's kind of worth using sometimes if the enemy is gonna sit perfectly still, but a lot of times the Ghost Flame Call just isn't that good compared to just regular R1ing.
Okay, nice kills for both of them there. HooZher gets a Remembrance, which is always nice for some extra money.
Yeah, they are still looking for money. Levels are very expensive at this point, so an entire Remembrance might not even be worth 1 level. But, the more money you can get, the stronger you can get, the faster you can go, so every bit counts.
So this cave that Aggie is in, actually none of the players in the today match opted to enter this cave.
Interesting. It's not too far out of the way. This is also the one that we saw HooZher doing earlier with the skip that you
Wait, no, maybe this
pointed
is not
out,
the one
right?
I'm talking about. There's a different one that I think that they are not opting to go for, but I don't remember. Well,
okay.
Sorry.
I'm not 100% up on the exact meta of which things are included and are not, so you would have a better idea than me. Ooh, no, so I don't think HooZher did this one then. I think...
Yeah. He
Yeah,
must have done the other one
Radagon's-
that I was
I do
thinking
not
about. I
remember
don't
it.
know.
Yeah, yeah. One of them did the one you were thinking about, one of them did the other one.
This Aggie obviously knows this fight, but the damage is not amazing. It's a little spooky.
Yeah, it looks like this is a Dragonbarrow scaled cave,
Yeah.
I guess is what it is.
Just a reminder, chat, if Aggie or whoever is in one of these situations and he decides, okay, this is not worth it for me, you can't quit out, but you can Memory of Grace out, which you will see sometimes. However, it's a big waste of time, and you lose all your money, so it's obviously not ideal to do that, but it is an option.
Yeah, with how risky both of them tend to play, I wouldn't expect them to see that unless it's a very, very dire situation. You know, something like they're rotted and they're out of heals, so they couldn't live, you know. Then I would expect to see it. But if they've got even like a 10% chance of winning, I expect both of them to just say, nah, I'm risking it.
God, it stresses me out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's the Stell. I assume this will go very fast for HooZher. Especially
Yeah,
'cause
I believe he
Stell-
is also weak to strike damage, which HooZher is rocking.
Yeah. Nice, huge damage.
Yeah, Aggie now getting the Dectus half here that we know is going to be on this Tibia Mariner.
There it is, nice.
There it is. Neither of them has found that second half, though, so that will be interesting. If one of them finds it and the other one skips whatever check has it, that could be a big time advantage to one of them. They are probably going to check, you know, 95% the exact same bosses, but that 5% difference in their routing could make a big difference if it happens to include the Dectus.
Yeah, so one person getting Dectus before the other by a lot of time will literally completely change the game, and it's a huge disadvantage to be without it, so we gotta keep an eye out for that.
Now, there's a question, is there any benefit to running with guard up? And the answer is kind of. What really there is an advantage is to jumping with guard up. If you do running jumps with guard up, then when you land, the guard will cancel the landing part and let you jump again more quickly, lets you do rapid fire jumps, whereas normally if you try to rapid fire jump, you kind of get stuck. It feels like you're in mud and you just kind of jump in place. So that is the main reason to block while running, is just in case you want to jump. Also, theoretically, you could block an attack that happens to come by, but that's not the main reason.
Is this a Ancestral Spirit, chat? This song is good too. Yes. Yeah, it's got kind of a
Aggie fighting the
foresty
duo
vibe.
is very funny. The Crystallion just like sat there right next to Aggie while he was just taking out the watchdog.
Yeah, the duos are insane. Like, after they got nerfed, the aggro is crazy.
Yeah. Specifically Crystallions. Most other duos still feel very aggressive,
Yo,
but
Dectus-
Crystallions will just sit there.
Dectus half.
Oh.
That looks like something that HooZher will also get eventually. And HooZher's,
Yeah.
did HooZher's game get that infinite load? Oh, it was just the teleport, right? That looks like
the
something
teleport.
that HooZher will end up getting anyway, so it's not something to be super concerned about. But that's good. A very early Dectus. Both halves. Fantastic.
It's kind of interesting maybe that HooZher hasn't done that already, because I think he's already walked through that area in order to get to some of that early Caelid and Dragonbarrow stuff that he did. So I'm kind of surprised he didn't go there when he did, but I guess he just really wanted those early runes.
Yeah. Well, he'll at least get it at some point. I can't imagine he gets that too late.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dragon
Yeah, that is
Crest
definitely one
Talisman.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. And here we have Ordovis and another Crystallion. Those guys are everywhere.
They are, which is kind of lucky. They're probably one of the best things to see in a mixed duo, because they are so passive as long as you're fighting the other thing. All right, Nice fight so far here from HooZher, just ignoring the Crystallion, which is the right play, because it's just ignoring
each
him.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that guy. What are you
It's
doing?
just actually
Fight!
AFK.
What
Just
are you doing,
actually
Crystallion? It's time to clock in, buddy. Whatever, man.
Aggie getting that easy kill on a demi-human queen in the meantime. He tried for the spinny flail thing again. It was just not working. He just said, I'll do the greatsword.
Every time Aggie pulls out that flail and tries to do the spinning thing, maybe I'm missing something. Aggie knows better than I do, but I'm like, Aggie, is this really doing something for you right now? I don't know the point of it, but like whatever.
No, I totally agree. Wild Strikes is like the good version of that. Wild Strikes does a lot. The little spinny flail is just so small. You just like miss with it all the time.
Whatevs. He knows what he's doing, I guess.
Yeah, it did work for him on a few earlier bosses. He had a demi-human queen that he did shred with it first thing.
Oh, here's Aggie in that scary... So we got Gaius actually on the left side as well, but we have Aggie in that scary duo room here. Damage looks a lot better than what HooZher's was at the time. Skipping.
Oh, and he avoids the grab.
God.
Oh, and goes for the abductor first.
Super
That's actually
fast.
really nice. The Crucible Knight did just kind of wait and let him do that. So now it's going to be a much, much faster fight than what HooZher had.
I think what happened with HooZher is when he came into the room, he kind of got a weird RNG on the moves, and he kind of was getting a little stun locked almost, and it was getting a little scary.
Mm-hmm.
Is
HooZher with a nice, I think this might have been a hitless Gaius.
Yeah, I think so. It was a very clean fight. No, of course it's not doomed for HooZher. It's we're less than halfway through the match, and the score difference is only 4 points, and it's a little bit of a routing difference, so it's a little bit of a fake lead that Aggie has. Maybe he has a real lead, but not. I wouldn't say the 4 score is completely accurate. So no, of course it's not doomed for HooZher.
Yeah, no, I think HooZher's route is better, but he has had a few slow fights. So I would say they're very, very close. I would maybe give Aggie a lead of like 30 seconds to maybe a minute, which is almost nothing in, you know, a 2-hour competition.
Yeah, totally. Anything can change. And also if one of them die and the other one doesn't, then nothing else really matters. So
yeah,
that's the fun of this. Great.
HooZher also has a better weapon, so he's basically going to be clawing back that time on every boss fight. It'll be, you know, 3 seconds faster on this boss fight, 5 seconds faster on this one, 10 seconds faster on this one, and all of a sudden HooZher is going to be in the lead. Like, if I had to predict right now who is going to win, I think HooZher maybe has like a better chance, even though he is a little bit behind at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, also the way that these players go to Deathless or go to Altis is also going to make a difference, because Aggie could go whenever he wants, really, at this point, and HooZher can't. He didn't pick up the second half. I assume he will get it eventually. I'm just not sure exactly when. Actually, is he on his way there now?
No, he's still in the southern part of
Okay.
Caelid. This is definitely some different bosses.
Yeah, fortunately, you don't need Altis right now. Like, it's not like he would go there immediately if he had the medallion half, but it is nice to know that you have it.
Oh, this is the watchdog with a bunch of little imps, and he's trying to basically separate it from the imps by aggroing it early by throwing something. Hopefully the imps don't catch up to him, otherwise this can be a very scary one, but it looks like they're all just AFK in the back, so easy kill for HooZher.
They are extremely AFK. What are you guys doing? People just don't work these days.
Lazy kids.
Yeah, so if you're just coming in and you're confused about all of this, up there you see it says Mountaintops and Jagged Peak. It's because every game gives you 2 free graces somewhere in Elden Ring, and those are the 2 that they got. They're not very convenient for this competition, so we will likely not even see them go there. But yeah, that's all that really is. It doesn't mean much else.
Yeah, I do wonder in future seasons if there will be maybe more of an effort to make sure that the 2 of them are a little more relevant. It's really cool, the idea that you could go to the DLC, but it just being so far out of the meta makes it, you know, a little unfortunate when you just see, oh, well, 2 places they're never going.
It does change the way the routing is, though, from game to game, which is kind of interesting. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, God.
Yeah, the difference in score down to 2. It really, really is close now, because Aggie's just having to catch up on some of these really slow ones that HooZher did earlier.
Yeah.
This Godskin Apostle. It was a very clean fight, though, for Aggie. I will say. That was a very fast fight. And HooZher having to wait for these Fia's champs, but Aggie hasn't done Fia's champs either, so he's probably going to have to go back and do them at some point as well. HooZher getting a little unlucky with some back steps on Rajier, but not the worst. He just has to really worry about these final 3. These are the scary ones. If they combo you, it is possible to die, even at low scaling.
Nice damage there.
Yeah, this much damage, if you can just one-shot him, that's... Oh, that makes this so
Huge.
nice. Okay,
yeah, getting Lionel out of there is super important.
Yeah, no problem with Fia's champs then. Oh, the Endure actually had him live through that attack, but
no, he's good.
Finishes up with one more.
Okay, so that'll bring his score. I don't know if it updated. If it's... Yeah, I guess it did update. So now we're at a gap of only 2, and we were at a gap of 6. So HooZher did an incredible job way closing that gap. He still doesn't have Altus Medallion, which is a little spooky for him. But I think he will eventually grab that.
Yeah. The other big advantage... Oh, Aggie just got Cragblade just by walking here into the tunnel. But Aggie does not yet have the Great Stars, and we expect will not have it because we've been told that Aggie usually does not check the shop from Patch's Bell Bearing. So HooZher is still with just a better weapon. He's just going to keep gaining time little by little.
Here's a nice and easy duo for Aggie.
We'll see if he gets the... Oh, he swaps to the flail because it's strike damage. Classic. Although he probably shouldn't go for the Crystallion first. He probably does want to get the Crucible Knight. Yeah, so he's swapping back to the Fire Knight Greatsword.
Yeah, good decision. HooZher fighting a Red Wolf. Light work.
Yeah, pretty easy boss there. Oh, Aggie misses the riposte that he wanted, but luckily still gets a big hit on the Crucible Knight.
Stalling a little bit here. Nice.
Now he swaps to the flail for the Crystallion. Is he going to try spinning it? No, just using it for the strike damage.
All right, so Aggie is still in the lead, very slightly though. Yeah,
is that down to a 1 boss difference? Oh my goodness. Yeah, we said how it could flip. You know, it was like, oh, it's a 4 boss difference, and you know, there was a question: is it over? Like, is a 4 boss difference impossible to come back from? Not at all. You can see in just a few minutes it has basically closed almost entirely. So yeah, that is just how fast these games can go.
I think that the reason why this went like this is because of how we were talking about that decision of HooZher to go to Dragonbarrow early was really spooky at the start, but it paid off so much for him because while Aggie was cleaning up the easy fights, HooZher was doing those slower fights, but getting a lot of, you know, levels and items and all that. And so Aggie went there later while HooZher went back to the easy ones and cleaned them up really, really quickly because of all the damage he was doing. So I think this was just a decision difference.
Yeah, a decision difference really and definitely also a weapon difference. I think that has also really helped HooZher to come back and close this gap. I would love to see, you know, if Aggie can also find another good weapon, you know, he's probably not going to check for great stars, but another good one so that we can keep this, you know, really neck and neck on the damage going into the late game. Because with an hour left, if HooZher just keeps the weapon advantage, I mean, he's going to snowball and he's probably going to win by like, you know, 3, 4, 5 bosses if it just continues like this. So by no means over, but it is, it's looking a little HooZher favorite at this point.
Yeah, I don't know if Aggie plans on never going to patches. I feel like most players I've seen always go. Maybe he's just saving that for later. I don't know. But it is.
Yeah, he'll definitely go.
It's
the checking the shop. It's the checking the shop that we're concerned with, because you have to do a full warp all the way back to Round Table, go all the way over to the Twin Maiden Husks, give the bell bearing, then check the shop, just hoping that it has something good. You know, that amount of time spent is usually not worth it, but in this case would be really worth it.
Yeah, well, we'll see where it takes us, I guess, if he's happy with this weapon. I mean, the weapon's not horrifying. It's not like the worst possible choice.
It's definitely a solid weapon. Very, very solid weapon.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, both are okay for now. We'll see if it really starts to matter eventually.
Yeah, I'd say probably Aggie's weapon is like A-, whereas HooZher's is like A+. I don't know that it's quite the S tier that they're looking for, because they want like two-handing, you know, jump attack has been the meta, but yeah, HooZher's is very close to being like a perfect weapon, whereas Aggie's is just a little further off.
If HooZher does end up getting a power stance online, that would be very scary. A jump power stance.
Yeah, much more likely. Much more likely with Great Hammer than a Colossal Greatsword, because there just aren't as many Colossal Greatswords, as far as I know, for you to find.
God, these cats are so creepy.
Yeah. They're actually
also
dogs.
Got Cragblade on, so that's good damage.
Yeah, they both got Cragblade, which not only increases the damage dealt by the weapon, but also increases the poise damage. One of the few ways to increase your poise damage so they can get even more staggers. And since both of them are using big, heavy weapons, it can make a big difference. You can really stagger a boss way faster with them.
I gotta say, though, both of these players have been playing really well. I think both have had very clean fights. Making different than each other, but good decisions for their own games. And it's been a really great game so far.
Aggie getting a little stun locked by the fire here, which is scary on health, but also slow on time. Oh, and then the stall, and then right as Aggie tries to attack, he just gets slammed. Oh no.
Those little guys, they're not helping.
They're just AFK, yeah, for both of them.
Oh man.
Yeah, a good point out from the chat is that the animation for Cragblade does take a little while, so it's not always worth it to use. It'll be more worth it as they get later into the fight into the run with harder, higher scaled enemies. It will be worth it. But against a really easy boss, you know, if you do 10% more damage, but you kill them in 3 hits, well then that 10% isn't going to save you a hit. So you might as well just not do the buff and instead just hit them without Cragblade.
That
from chat, and is from Rambler. Yeah, okay, Rambler right now is just a chatter. I was gonna say, and I was like, is that too personal? But yeah, Rambler, very, very good competitor as well. Knows his stuff.
2 very fast kills from both of our competitors here. We had a Dragonkin and a, what is that guy called again? That guy. The knight.
Which guy?
Kind of knight.
Oh, Edred?
Yeah. What's his like? What kind of knight is he? Oh, are they Black Knights? Is that what they're called?
They're Black Knights, yeah. There's Black Knight Edred and Black Knight Geru from the DLC.
I have played Elden Ring, by the way, guys. There's just so many different types of knights. I just forget. Okay. Oh, we got Bale.
I only know that because of Bingo. Yeah.
Okay, I also played Bingo. I just forgot.
Yeah. HooZher has found Bale that Aggie did kill earlier. So we'll see if he's got a faster kill. Aggy's kill was not particularly fast on Vale. So we'll see how it goes for HooZher. He's getting some nice hits on the stump leg there.
Good damage
Almost
here.
probably has a stagger here too. Oh, except that the phase transition probably ate the stagger. He can't get staggered during that phase transition, so a little unfortunate for him, but big damage.
And there he is.
Nice kill. Aggie going for another one of these skips down to one of the catacombs. This is one that I have lost. I think it was a DRL qualifier match too. Maybe it was the French challenge. I've definitely lost some sort of deathless randomizer here, but Aggie makes it look easy.
Yo, I do not trust those branches ever. I don't do this skip myself, but when they do this skip in deathless runs, it's terrifying because someone died from it once. And it stresses me out now. Anything with torrent is just, it's goofy and it's very scary. But hey, they know what they're doing, obviously.
Yeah, and you got to take those risks because they both know that they are very fast. This is something that, you know, if they were not facing each other, maybe you would opt for some slightly safer strats, you know, depending on, you know, if you see your opponent only is usually getting in the 70s and you know you're in the 80s, it's something you can take your time. But they have both achieved high 80 runs, so they both know they have to take every risk to possibly outspeed their opponent.
Super fast fight for HooZher here. Yeah, look at that damage.
Holy. And Aggie getting a really nice fight on Makar here as well.
Yeah.
Just one stagger, hit him a few times, take the riposte. Very nice.
These two gamers, this is a really solid matchup. They are very, very close in everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Aggie heading for the little skip to get to the backside of the jail cave, something like that. Which is a nice way to circumvent the entire dungeon, which is not only a very long dungeon, but also a scary dungeon. So if he can get this skip, he can just enter right at the boss arena. Looking pretty good. He's got all the hard jumps, and there it is.
Nice. Ooh, Lamenter.
Oh, Lamenter!
I have not seen Lamenter in this
Lamenter.
yet.
Oh, he's
is
so
this-
scary.
Does this tend to be a Mog? It looks like no, maybe, but I'm...
Not this low scaled. He's fine low scaled. If this was a
Okay.
Dragonbarrow Lamenter, I would Mog. I would not go for that. As long as he kills at least one of the little guys, he's not going to die instantly. So now he just has to find the real one. Okay, he's just clearing out the entire section. Yeah, okay. So he's pretty fine now. He should be able to kill Lamenter before he goes into that phase again.
Oh my god. Yeah, and by the way, in that time, HooZher absolutely just melted Radon. You look away
it was
for
a little
just
bit of a
second.
slow fight for Aggie, but yeah, HooZher just melted it, so there's that weapon diff coming in again.
Oh god. Seeing Lamenter get deleted like that is so satisfying. For all that he did to us, yeah, it absolutely is. The other medallion half was the, Ooh,
Classy. Yeah, the Deathrite Bird should totally melt from HooZher's side. He's got strike damage, but yeah, Aggie on Plassy, this is going to be a while. He cannot run away from this big explosion, but he can stagger him out of it. Huge. He probably would not have gotten that stagger without Cragblades, so yeah, big difference that it made going for that buff right at the start as he was kind of falling in. Unfortunately, does get the phase transitions. I think he has Placidusac slow enough that he's going to basically go through all of one phase transition, then all of the next one, unless Aggie can kill him in the middle. Ooh, but he's landing outside of the arena. Okay, good. He teleports inside. Aggie's hopefully going to be able to kill him before he runs away again. Nah, not quite.
God, I can't watch Aggie do these fights. It stresses me out so bad.
And
Meanwhile,
during Aggie fighting this,
yeah.
HooZher's already killed another boss. He got Mesmer.
Yep. And is he gonna be spawned out?
He is. He has to hope for a teleport inside, but no, this is the big laser.
Oh my God.
Oh no, wait, it's another. Wait, it's him teleporting away. Okay, he's now gonna come in one more time, hopefully inside the arena. Nope, outside again. And the big laser from outside the arena. Can Aggie get close enough to still hit him through the wall?
Absolutely.
He's got it. Okay. Whew. That could have been really bad.
God! Terrifying. However, yes, that was... I don't know how Plasty usually goes in DRLs. I've not seen anyone fight him yet, but that looked a little bit slow, but maybe that's just how Plasty always is because of the phase transition. I don't know if people tend to one-phase him. Well, I guess we'll see if HooZher gets to him.
Yeah, I do expect HooZher will check there. HooZher is now going back for Margit, yet another early game boss that Aggie cashed in on early and HooZher was saving for a bit later. And Aggie heading over towards that Red Wolf that HooZher did earlier. So once again, they're just trading back and forth with these, keeping the score super close. 41-40, soon to be 42-40.
Is this the Deathless half here?
Yes, HooZher is heading right for the Deathless half right now. So they are about to both have it. So all of the advantages have effectively evened out at this point, and very soon they're both going to be done with everything that they've both done, and they're both going to kind of go together into Altus Plateau and start killing some of the bosses there. So very, very neck and neck. HooZher with a great weapon against all these. There's been so many like stone enemies, you know, the watchdogs, the crystallians, the gargoyles. Like there's just been so many that having the strike damage from Great Stars has been so good against. And there is the Deathless half for HooZher. So they now officially both have both halves. The only thing now that they would look for is the Academy Crystal Key so that they could get into Raya Lucaria Academy if they wanted to do the Red Wolf or Renala. Those aren't the fastest checks, so they might skip it even if they find it, but does give more options, especially at the very end of the run when you're just looking for, I just need one more boss, I just need one more boss. It's an option that they could take.
Yep. Yeah, I would say I agree with you that their advantages are now pretty evened out. Like any choices that they had made at this point, they've kind of caught up to what each other have done. And they are very close in score. Yo, random Onyx Lord. Wasting Aggie's time.
An extra boss in the fight. And because he hit the Turtle Pope, Aggie's going to have to warp back to talk to the Turtle Pope again. So a lot of time lost there.
Yeah. God, these catacombs are so scary with all these random enemies. Chat, can we get some catacomb in the chat, please? Do you know the catacomb emote, Mitch?
Is it combing a cat?
Get the comb.
Get the comb.
When I first saw that catacomb was an emote, like years ago or whenever this was added, I was like, bro, that is trash. What is that? And then I zoomed it in and I saw it was a catacomb. And I was like, that is no longer trash. We are leaving it.
That is a good emote, yeah.
Alright, boss score has evened out. And here's Aggie finally able to summon in Omen Killer. I'm so scared of Omen Killer. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Omen Killer, Pumpkinhead. That could have been a scary duo, but the Pumpkinhead just kind of sat there AFK.
Yeah.
So, nice and easy one.
And HooZher is headed to Altus, where he will be also just melting a lot of bosses with his build. It's very good, and yeah, there's obviously just a lot of fast bosses in Altus. Almost tied up, not quite tied up, but almost. And just a reminder, their times are different because it is in-game time, and so whenever they're paused or loading or whatever, it pauses their timer.
Yeah, that is the best way to keep it, you know, as fair as possible, because otherwise, you know, somebody who loads a little bit faster would just get an advantage on every single load. So this is a great way to keep a very fair competition.
Yeah, they're not terribly far apart in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Aggie going a different way than I'm used to going to get up to the bosses north of the church. I'm used to going to Dectus and then kind of going around and coming back down to them. But Aggie here with his plan, with his route. Is he even going to have to do a skip here? No, okay, he can just walk up. I'm just very unfamiliar with this way of running.
High Hero Zamorn. Again.
He's back again. This is the third one we found. Do you know how many are in the game? I want to say there's only like 3.
Yeah, they have been very relevant during our run today. Mm-hmm. Very fast kill, nice work. We got a Godskin duo nice. For HooZher here in this tiny little room.
Yeah, that would be a scary one. Luckily, the scaling is not too bad, but it is going to take a while. He's not getting hurt too much, but neither are they on every attack.
Yeah, the damage isn't great, but it's also not unbearable.
Yeah.
They use weapons in their left hands for, I don't know if there's another reason, but one of the reasons I know is because when you have Mimic Tier spawn in, he'll be holding the weapon on his left and then he won't know how to use it. So, I don't know if there's another reason, Mitch. Maybe
the alternate reason is if you are on Torrent and you need to swap weapons for any reason, you can two-hand your left-hand weapon on Torrent. You cannot two-hand your right-hand weapon on Torrent. If you try to swap to your right-hand weapon, it will one-hand your right-hand weapon. So, I don't know that that's super relevant here because they don't do a lot of swapping their weapons around, but in any format where you are swapping your weapons, maybe you've got a buff weapon you're swapping to or things like that, it can just be easier to keep it two-handed if you have it in the left hand.
Oh man, this is so close.
It really is. And they have kind of separated again. I thought they were going to like converge once we were getting them heading to Altus, but HooZher went right to Altus, and Aggie is still cleaning up a few more Liurnia bosses, so we once again won't really know who's in the lead. Oh, Borealis in a tiny arena? This is horrendous, but Aggie should have enough damage to get through this, but oh man, this is a tough boss, potentially, if he starts screaming.
Yeah,
if Aggie can get a stagger, he'll be fine. Yeah, there's the stagger. Okay, he can just kill him before any screams happen. Aggie's totally fine.
Damn, I would have mogged out of there, but he really didn't need to do that at all. Good for him.
No.
Oh my god, it's terrifying. The other thing about DRL, which never seems to be really an issue with how many things you pick up and enemies you kill, but stone sword keys are obviously very important because it allows more boss arenas. So that's something that the players like to keep an eye out for as well.
Yeah, part of the reason that they will even head to some merchants, aside from just, I want to see if they have a good weapon, is because there are merchants that are guaranteed to sell stone sword keys, so you can just buy them there and have a guaranteed way in your route to know you have access to some of these boss arenas. Ooh,
we get
Aggie
both
found Mesmer phase 2.
And we have a Midra. We got a Mesmer and a Midra on screen. Yo, that's cinema.
Top 2 fights at the same time. Let's go.
I actually, I could maybe agree with that. These are 2 really great DLC fights. Aggie just deleted him, but forget about that part. This Midra is looking pretty good. Midra is really tanky just anyway. Gotta be careful of that madness, though.
Yeah, Midra is luckily pretty bleedable, which works well for the Great Stars, but I don't think strike damage is that good on him. I think he's weaker to something like Slash instead.
Which is weird. To me, he looks like a skeleton. but whatever, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It is exposed flesh, but yeah, he is very thin.
So yeah, we got Aggie still cleaning up Liurnia and Limgrave. So did HooZher do all these bosses and he's just done, or is he decided to do Altus first? Because
He's decided to do Altus first.
Yeah,
So
okay.
yeah, this is just a different route. Honestly, doing Altus first isn't bad. Like, Altus is a very efficient, high density check area. So it is totally a solid idea to go to Altus and get this like big, there's like one big loop you can do around the outside of Altus to get all those bosses before coming back and cleaning up some of the more one-offs. So like Aggie is basically warping to one spot, killing one boss, warping to one spot, killing one boss. And that's something you can do at any time, whereas Altus, you really want to make sure you get the full route all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah, this is another one of those things where because Aggie's just doing the early game bosses still, he will probably create a bigger lead / gap, but it's a little bit of an artificial lead again.
Aggie once again swapping to the flail. It is funny how many times I see Aggie just get flail in runs. It just finds him.
Oh my god, great stagger for HooZher here.
Yeah, big stagger.
Huge.
Totally skip the second phase entirely. That's huge.
Yeah, skipping phase 2 of Moog is a huge time save. I imagine they usually end up skipping the phase 2. That's what I've noticed, but if something happens and you don't, it's a big time sink. Oh, hi,
Yeah, the
Godric.
main thing for phase 2 isn't just that, oh, he gets new moves. It's he literally heals if he gets to do Nihil.
Yeah.
So you have to get through even more health. Something like a Hero of Zamor, skipping phase 2 just means they don't get to back off and stall a bit, but for Moog, it is a gigantic difference.
That damn flail.
I feel like there's just no way that swapping to it is worth it. Like, if you already had it out, I get the spinning it. It was like, swap, two-hand, flail, swap back, two-hand. I was like, come on.
Personally, I don't see the flail being that useful, but Aggie knows better than I do. Again, maybe he's got something that I am not seeing there.
He did get a bleed during the transition when Godric
you know what?
took
Yes,
less
he
damage.
did.
All
That's
right,
true.
okay. That's fair,
a bleed.
that's fair.
Yeah, a bleed during that actually is super good because he takes less damage anyway with a regular weapon, right?
Yes,
Like
yeah,
during
he
the
takes
transition?
less
Okay.
damage from
Yeah.
everything except for statuses, basically.
Well, you know what then? Aggie was right. I'll be the first to say it. So you know what, actually, Aggie, I mean, I don't really know how much time it saves, but by doing all this stuff before going to Altus, he actually will save some time if he finds the Academy key, right? Because he'll be able to teleport. I don't know how much time that would save, though.
Yeah, that is true. It is a little bit faster route, to get towards Dectus from that, which might be just why he's doing it. But yeah, not super likely that you end up finding it. But if he does, it's probably, I want to say, like a minute time save. I'm being told about 45 seconds from chat.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's big if he finds it, obviously. I mean, maybe when thinking about the decision, okay, do I go to Altus or do I not go yet? You know, if you're split, you can't decide. Well, that's a good way to decide, I think. That you would maybe find the thingy.
Yeah, definitely. That's usually the decision, is keep searching for Dectus halves or go to Makar. But in this case, since they have the Dectus halves, yeah, it's just that little extra bit of Academy key.
Ooh, Death's Poker is here. We'll see if he ends up switching to it. Yeah, this music is
I would
really
honestly
good.
expect that you don't go Death's Poker for most of it, just because it's a little better on longer fights, so he might use it like at the very end, whereas a very short fight, like, it just takes too long to like do the whole cast animation, and it does frost damage, which is a percentage of their max health, so it just, I don't know, I don't think it's that good in a lot of these earlier situations.
Hi, Forsax.
But just kidding, he is going fully for poker.
That is so good. Oh my god, he is shredding.
Yeah, I guess we have now kind of officially transitioned into this
Insane.
mid game, so it really is, yeah, it really is catching up here.
He did get Morgoth's Great Rune, which if he has a rune arc, it'll get auto equipped for him. Which is what, Mitch? Do you know what Morgoth's Great Rune gives us?
Morgoth's is a bunch of health, just a
Amazing.
ton of health.
Which is
It's
very
really, really
important.
nice to not die. Yep.
God, a Geel flying out of the arena is... I mean, okay, like, I've learned that flying out of the arena isn't really the end of the world because they'll usually put their head in the thing anyway, but it's still stalling for sure. Oops, all dragons in Everjail, so true.
Now, I think HooZher respect for Death's Poker, is that, or is he just putting in his current points into that? Do they have the ability to do that with with the randomizer mod? Ah, okay. You fully reset. Okay, yeah, so he is committing to this. It is a very, very powerful weapon. You could have definitely seen very, very strong showings from Death's Poker where it can get, you know, upwards of 80 kills easily. So even this late, it is a nice one to find.
Okay, we got Hughes here, squishy. Oh, not that squishy, I guess, but it's still really good.
Squishy enough. He's going down for sure.
I expected that to be like 2 hits, but yeah, I mean, still really good.
Yeah. This is really unfortunate for HooZher, though. The Deathbird does not take that much damage from the Death's Poker. He definitely would have been better off with the Great Stars, but he's getting him to sit in it. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I think the Great Stars would have been a little faster, but honestly, that was not bad. So even in this kind of worst case scenario of a Deathbird that doesn't get frosted, you know, that was not bad at all. So really showing the power of Death's Poker. I think I'm going to eat my words on saying you wouldn't want to do it on, you know, necessarily every boss. I think it's just that good.
I thought you were going to say you're going to just like start eating a sandwich, like as a snack.
Well, that too. I've got to, no.
Imagine if like I invited you to commentate with me for 2 hours and you're like, yeah, I brought a snack. Anyway.
Well, you gotta have a snack. I do have a snack here, but hopefully I don't, you know, hopefully I don't get too hungry.
Super nice Esger kill there for HooZher.
Mm-hmm. Definitely NPCs can be tricky with it because you want to get them to stay in the Ghost Flame, but sometimes they just kind of roll around weird and it can be hard to hit them. But HooZher didn't have too much of a problem there. Does this cool skip with the Spirit Spring, where you can use it to get no fall damage to get down over to the Tree Sentinel duo area. And then there's like a bunch of bosses here. We've got the Cave, we've got the Tree Sentinel duo, and we've got the Falling Star Beast right after.
So Aggie did opt for Serpent Hunter here for the indoor Rykard. Remember we were talking about that? Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess they do always go with Serpent Hunter if they have it available, and then they only use the weapon if it's in the outdoors where the wind does not activate.
Yeah, and I mean that shield poke is so fast. It's a good strat, very consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so now we're seeing Aggie clean up some fights that HooZher had already done. And then I assume after is when he will go to Altus.
Yeah. Oh, Magma Worm just absolutely melts to Death's Poker because they're just so big. They just always are getting hit by... Oh, but get some magma? Okay, he's fine. Whew. And got the Academy Glintstone key already in Altus, so we know Aggie is definitely not going to find that. Oh, Big Bird, though, stopping him from getting out cleanly.
Oh my
okay,
God.
luckily you get iframes. Oh my gosh, I thought there was a chance. If this was DS2, he was dead there. Yeah, this is not Dark Souls 2. If it was, he'd have been dead there. Same brain.
All right, our Tree Sentinel duo is a big dragon, Adula, and is that like a little? Is that Darryl over there? Oh,
Oh, it like spawns in. It like has to respawn in. Interesting. Yeah, he's just hitting it with the Death's Poker, I guess because it's just so resistant to
Oh my
magic. But
god.
no, there's the Frost. No, that still does big damage. I guess he just
That
wanted to
is so
stagger so it would
good.
stay still. Wow,
Yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately, does not get it before Adula runs away, so just a few more hits. There we go. And then DRL, or the other Bloodhound Knight that doesn't have a name.
Oh my god.
Oh my! Just explodes him!
Yeah,
We didn't even get to see his health bar. Where was it?
We didn't even learn his name! Was it Darrowil?
Was it Darrowil?
Okay, so here is Aggie on his way to Altus. He is going to be getting a lot of quick bosses here.
Yeah, honestly, Aggie's still with a 4-boss lead.
Yeah.
With HooZher having done a lot of Altus, that's pretty nice. I mean, Aggie's playing really, really well. So is HooZher, of course, but like, I'm kind of surprised Aggie still has a lead. This is.
I am curious
wow.
where Aggie's lead came from, because we thought earlier it was just because of the Dragonbarrow, right? But Aggie's now also done Dragonbarrow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might just come down to some cleaner fights. There's definitely been a few fights where HooZher has just gotten hit, which normally is fine. You're like, oh, I'll trade, but then gets hit again, has to heal, got grabbed in the abductor. So maybe just a few little flubs on execution from HooZher's side, maybe leading Aggie to keep this lead longer. We thought it would evaporate, but it has kind of maintained. It hasn't gotten bigger, but it has not swapped yet either.
Yeah, we will be keeping an eye out for how some of these bosses that Aggie had already done are for HooZher, like for example Plassey or any other of those earlier bosses. I assume those will be very, very fast fights, which is the appeal of doing the pathing that HooZher is doing. But you also, you lose some time with warping and whatever, so again, I don't know, it's just a decision thing. How good are you feeling about your build, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, the good thing about losing time for warping is you don't lose that much time because again it is in-game time. So not something to care about too much. Ooh, Lanciax here for HooZher. This is one that it can be just hard to keep in the Ghost Flame, but ooh, gets a nice big hit on the leg. Also to worry about these random enemies here. They're not the scariest random enemies, but you just have to worry about them comboing you a bit. Nice. Keeps up that damage. Almost got him. Ooh, takes a hit. But there it is. Nice kill. And when HooZher does come back to some of those early bosses, not only is it just, oh, he's got more runes, he's got more levels, he's got Death's Poker now. So Placidusax, he might be able to one-cycle just by keeping him in the Ghost Flame. Placidusax is another big dragon, slow dragon that just sits in that Ghost Flame. So, yeah, could save a lot of time. Even on that one fight, he might save like a minute back. Aggie's fight was not fast.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a phase skip. The chat was saying that's
Aggie
not
going
really
for another
likely,
risky
but...
skip there. I hate that skip. That's a skip that I have definitely died to, where it's just like, what? I fell 2 feet. But Aggie's got the exact spots. He knows how to do it.
They're brutal.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, doing the Sage's Cave. He's definitely not going to go for the Sage's Cave skip. If he does, I'll give him $100. Okay, he didn't do it. Whew. Because, yeah, that skip is, if you miss it, you die, and it is frame rate dependent. If you get a weird, goofy lag or things, you just cannot make the jump. So, not worth going for at all in something like this.
Commander O'Neill fight so good with the Death's Poker. That was very, very fast.
Mm-hmm.
God, this music is really good for this. It's like super epic and stressful. I specifically, chat, was looking for something. In the other games I've been putting like ambience or whatever, but now I was like, no, I need something epic. And I think we go epic.
Ooh, HooZher found a trio here, but luckily it's got a Crystallion in it that's just AFK.
Bro, it's time to work.
Get to work. And the last one is Nox, but I don't know where the Nox is. I don't see it on his screen, so she's also AFK somewhere. Oh, there she is. Wait, she was like 2 feet away, but just wasn't doing anything. I thought that was just like a background enemy.
No one wants to work, Mitch.
Yeah.
It'd be those damn phones.
Those damn phones. Oh, Aggie's about to head to the exact same spot. So HooZher kind of came back to clean up earlier Altus stuff, and Aggie doing now some of the early Altus stuff. So they're kind of in the same spot. We'll see if Aggie has a cleaner fight or not here. Oh, big opening damage.
Yeah, awesome fight. Okay, except for that.
Getting a little stalled out here, though. Yeah, that's not great. Ooh. And the Swordstress is actually doing something. Not AFK. Oh, and a bleed. Oh, my God. Such low health. Okay, he's fine, though.
Oh. Sorry.
Oh.
We're doing the DS1 modes. That's why they were doing the modes in DS1. I see.
Yeah, they were specifically watching people play DRL. Yeah, that's what they told the voice actors.
Oh God.
Okay, I do think HooZher's fight on this trio was definitely a little bit cleaner than Aggie's, so he's made up some of the time, but the lead is still at 4. The lead is just holding steady.
Oh God. Aggie was very lucky that he didn't die there, for sure. I do wonder if Aggie ends up finding Death's Poker, is he going to be switching to it?
Yeah, that is a good question. It's definitely overall a better weapon than the Fire Knight Greatsword, but...
Oh my God.
You know, sometimes... Oh, and that's why! Look at HooZher's fight, he just melted Curseblade.
You know, I was just gonna say, anyone who's not extremely comfortable with that fight, that would be terrifying to see in a cave or a catacomb. But, nope, never mind. He didn't even do a move.
Yeah, but the thing is, the Death's Poker, you know, it's risky, it feels weird, it doesn't play like other weapons, so there are reasons that, but I mean, it kills things instantly, but there are reasons that a runner might not choose to go Death's Poker, even though it is one of the absolute strongest weapons in the game. Like, it is the speedrun meta right now is Death's Poker for, you know, most categories in the game, so it's very strong, but it's very weird.
Well, you know what? Those two fights just changed a 4-point lead to a 2-point lead, which is half. So. And
Aggie now doing Midra, who is the boss that normally has the highest health in the game, aside from like gimmick fights. Scaled down though, he still has a lot of health, but not quite as much. Aggie is opting for the flail for that bleed. Does know that Midra does bleed pretty easily. Oh, explosions in this cave are very scary with all those explosive barrels. If those exploded on Aggie, I actually don't know if they could just kill him. Oh, and using the flail to avoid fire damage. Yes, because if he hit the barrels with fire damage, they would explode as well.
Nice stagger.
Okay, with this stagger, that should be enough. Oh, he kind of got greedy on not doing the riposte, but gets the kill anyway.
Whew.
We've had some excitement now. Time to cool it down a bit.
You know what? This match has been exactly what we wanted. It's been close. It's been stressful. It's been scary. It's been really high.
It's been cinema.
It has been cinema.
Yeah, really just like two top competitors showing exactly what you're supposed to do, showing, you know, subtly different routes that both have their pros and cons, and both of them just playing at some of the highest skill we've seen.
And that Death's Poker is absolutely a big reason how HooZher brought it back, because he is entering a fight and immediately insta-killing.
Yeah, any boss that starts out by like roaring at you or standing up or has any sort of starting animation, you just kill them during it, and that's it.
Yeah. So HooZher did
Aggie
get a
into
phase skip here. If Aggie does not get a phase skip, that would suck for him a lot here. Oh my god, was that a big miss?
He's...
Oh, nice.
Ooh, that's... I mean, it's good that he got the stagger. It's a little earlier than you'd want, but should be plenty of damage. He should get the phase skip here, no problem. Just
nice.
There we go.
Oh, we got a Knight of the Solitary Jail, which I assume will be totally fine for him, but this can be a really annoying boss. A little scary.
Yeah, I'm not a... Oh my gosh, he is really making good use of that Death's Poker.
Oh my god,
oh my
that
goodness.
is crazy. Wow!
Oh!
Wow, that's crazy. Holy.
Yeah, he says NPC problems for Death's Poker? Nah. NPC solutions with Death's Poker.
And not only this, but we have to keep in mind when HooZher is done with Altis, he actually has a lot of quick and easy bosses still that he hasn't done, that Aggie has already done. So he will be catching up, especially with that.
Yeah, and the score's 1 difference right now. I mean, about to be 2, but like,
yeah,
it's just not a lead anymore. It's just right there, neck and neck, and HooZher just steadily gaining time. Yeah, I guess that's probably why HooZher's route in Altis went here very early to the merchant, just so that he could check for a weapon. So very, very smart. Aggie just kind of going boss to boss and has not hit that merchant at all yet.
Where was that merchant? Which one was it?
It is the one that has the bell-bearing hunter that's on the way to the capital.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Aggie will go there at some point anyway to get the bell-bearing hunter, but just did not check it as early.
Yeah.
Aggie heading up to the Godskin Apostle spot here. There are some enemies that can get in the way. Yeah, he is going to just take them out before riding in. I think that is a smart idea. Ooh, Cemetery Shade. Honestly, the one with the skeletons, this one is pretty scary, as you can see from Aggie going to half health. But is also very squishy, so you have to be careful, but you also want to be aggressive if you can.
Yeah, I think this fight was very fast for HooZher, so Aggie is looking at a little bit of a time loss here.
Yeah, not a terrible one, but HooZher, in the meantime, during Aggie's fight, got to a bell-bearing hunter, killed the bell-bearing hunter, and warped away while Aggie was still fighting. So it's just so fast with this Death's Poker.
We will see if Aggie will
The difference is down to 1.
It is down to 1, and again, HooZher is opting for some easy bosses, lower scaled bosses now. So we will probably see the gap even out or go the other way, maybe.
Yeah, that is how it's looking for sure. Aggie is heading generally up towards where that merchant would be. But it looks like he's going to get the Grace over near Lanciax first. So he is still not checked, you know, for that Death's Poker yet. And now The lead is 0. They are tied. Perfectly tied, an hour and 37 minutes into the game.
You will notice, if you are curious what happens in a tie situation, Aggi's score is blue, which means Aggie got the 60-second boss first. So that's how you'll know who is actually in the lead if the scores are even.
Yeah, if this came down to a tie, that would be cinema, but right now, it's looking like HooZher's gonna run away with it. He really does just have that big weapon advantage that it's gonna be hard for Aggie to overcome.
Oh, the flail on this boss. Listen, it's not that bad, obviously, but the little dinky flail is pretty goofy.
It's pretty funny. He did probably get about as fast of a kill as HooZher there because the strike damage is nice, but
I think so, yeah.
And here's the skip that Aggie does that I don't see other runners do. I hate going for it, but there he goes. He's practiced it. So Aggie has a lot of like prepped, you know, extra bosses that other runners will often skip. That can come into play late. If HooZher, you know, runs out of good bosses to do and just has to be like, oh, I didn't plan for this. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go do that. It could end up making a difference at the end. Whereas Aggie just has a plan. He says, oh yeah, I'm planned for, you know, almost 90 bosses. Probably not actually that many, but he's got so many extra bosses that he's just thinking about putting into his route. So if this is a fast seed, that could benefit Aggie as we get into the end game.
HooZher switching weapons here for Borealis seems like a good choice.
Yeah, Borealis, I don't think can be frostbitten, is probably very resistant to magic, and is very weak to strike. So strike damage, yeah, big difference there.
You guys can see the difference in weapons here with this specific boss that HooZher just fought. And like, the guy could barely pull off a single move. Nice. I mean, okay, that was actually pretty fast too, but...
Borealis can be frostbitten. As like anything dies to Death's Poker if he gets staggered. Ah, well. Apparently, you still could have used, even the worst case scenario, a frosty dragon. Apparently, you could still use Death's Poker and be fine. That's just how powerful this weapon is.
It's crazy. That's so crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Mesmer. Oh my god.
My. Oh. This is just not fair.
Insane. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. Esger's stalling a little bit, but that's okay.
Aggie does get him down. Gets a little low on health. A little scary, but does end up getting it.
Aggie is maintaining a 1-point lead. I wonder if we're gonna be seeing that change now that that HooZher's back in early game. Look at this. I bet this guy's gonna die in like 1 second. Oh.
Oh, doesn't get the explosion off. Tree Sentinel does like to move around a bit,
Yeah.
but oh, so not as fast as you might expect. Oh, but gets the stagger, fully stops the phase transition.
Nice.
And there
nice,
it is.
nice.
Okay.
And we're back to 65-65.
Back to a perfect tie here.
This is a nail biter.
Now we've got about 18 minutes left in this match. And they are perfectly tied, so it really just comes down to who can be a little bit faster in these final 18 minutes.
Aggie does have about 15 seconds more than HooZher, but I don't know if 15 seconds will really make a difference.
Yeah, 15 seconds sometimes makes a difference of 1 boss and sometimes makes a difference of 0 bosses. So we'll see how it all plays out in the end. Excellent stagger.
Yeah, loser of this match gets eliminated.
Yes, this is the losers bracket. So unfortunately, one of these two who, you know, many might say are 2 of the strongest in the competition, one of them will be out.
Yeah, it's this bird causing problems for both players.
Yep. Aggie does not know that this is not DS2. Aggie does think it's DS2 and doesn't just take the warp out.
And here, actually, oh, this is, I thought this was the Demi-Human Queen. Maybe that was a different game. I was gonna say that's gonna be an instant point up for HooZher, but no. Godder kind of causing some problems for him here.
Ooh. Yeah, catching him. He's being maybe a little too aggressive with this Death Poker. Death Poker is definitely one that makes you want to play very aggressive, but can get you punished for that.
Yeah, great damage there during his phase transition.
Yeah, there is a possibility that HooZher could die due to getting a little overconfident with the Death's Poker. So that is something we do have to keep in mind. This is Deathless Randomizer League. If he dies, his score will be locked at whatever number he has. So right now he has 67. And so if he died right now, his score would stay at 67 unless Aggie then died later, in which case it would get unlocked and he'd get to get the score for all the bosses he killed after.
All right, guys, thank you. What have you done, Mitch?
What have I done? I chose the wrong time to give an example.
Literally.
The only time you can't do it. The only time you can't mention the score.
Okay, what are we looking like? Yeah, again, Aggie is still 1 point ahead, but it is, I mean, I don't know, like, they're both, it's really close, man. This could honestly go either way.
Yeah. This is definitely one of the closest matches I have seen.
Yes.
You know, it felt like Aggie was just in the lead the whole time, and then as soon as HooZher found Death's Poker, it was like, oh, it feels kind of inevitable that HooZher's going to pull ahead, but Aggie has just been playing so well, has maintained this lead. It's honestly incredible by both players. Like, they are just on such a monster pace right now.
God.
Oh, Aggie gets the weird instant O'Neal phase transition move. But
pretty clean
nicely
fight.
gets the
I'm a
kill.
little surprised at how that went like that. Oh, God, this is tense.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nice. That's the good funny number. The other one was the bad funny number. This is the good funny number.
All right, we got a double dragon fight happening here. Oh my God, Agil just absolutely getting shredded. Actually, Agil stalling a little bit, but I don't imagine it'll cause too much of a problem.
Yeah, no problem at all for HooZher. Whereas Aggie's got Lanciax. Lanciax went down pretty quickly to Death's Poker, but having to chase him around and hit him in the legs is not going to do too well. One of the downsides to Death's Poker is it often doesn't cause staggers, whereas something like the Fire Knight's Greatsword does, but you just are not going to stagger an Ancient Dragon, so Death's Poker is pretty much just all advantage on a fight like this.
Oh, the skinny weapon missing all the attacks is pretty annoying.
Yep, but does bring him down. That was not a bad fight at all.
Ooh, let's see how Plasty goes for HooZher. I am so curious to see if this is going to look a lot quicker than Aggie's. I mean, oh my God. Oh my. Yeah, I mean, oh my.
Yeah, okay. Okay. He's probably not even going to. He didn't even get to run away once. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That is a huge time save for HooZher. And Now they are both tied 70-70.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's a huge, huge time save for him.
Aggie is going back to some early game bosses. He's got the sort of patches area to clear, so both of them back into some early game bosses, but a little bit of running for both of them as well, so.
And Aggie did
I
miss
don't know.
the Death's Poker. He didn't end up checking the shop, so.
Yeah, fully skipped that bell-bearing hunter over there entirely, which does make sense. It, you know, as far as the route around goes, it's one of the more out-of-the-way spots to check, but unfortunately for him, just means he's stuck with this slightly worse weapon. Aggie though, also has unique tastes in weapons, we'll say. You know, choosing something like the Ice Rind Hatchet or, what did he choose over the Great Katana in, the
Rosa's Axe?
In the USA versus France? Rosa's Axe, that was it, yeah. So who knows? Maybe if he had found Death's Poker, he wouldn't have even gone for it.
Yeah. I did want to say, we haven't been doing this, but we will be doing a post-game interview with these players, chat. So if you guys have any questions, we can ask them. Very fast Death Right Bird there.
Yes, much faster than this Dancer of Rana, which is just a bit slow. Oh, nice. Gets the explosion there, though. First of all, just like to ask why. Yep.
Why?
Good question. Why?
I wonder if Onyx Lord is going to cause a problem for HooZher here, like it did for Aggie.
Doesn't look like it. Looks like he got the talking off clean.
There is a secret rule of this competition. The person who looks similar to Leon Kennedy wins 5 extra points. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's a weird thing for Forsa to add. I didn't know he was a Resident Evil fan.
Which one of them does look closer? I'm not sure.
Oh! Okay, well, whatever, but that was almost something. Oh, you know what? HooZher is about to take the lead here. Yeah.
He is? Yeah. He has to wait for the score to up, and then there it is. He has taken the lead.
There it is. He has
Aggie will tie it up very quickly. Yeah. But, yeah, there it is. The Death's Poker has finally overtaken. So, we'll see if HooZher ever gives that lead back, or if he's just going to ride it all the way to the end.
So if there is a tie, if in 10 minutes they both have the same amount of score, it will go to who beat that boss first, and you can tell that just by which one is blue. So HooZher got the 70-second boss before Aggie did.
Aggie does have a couple of seconds extra here on the timer because he presumably has done a little bit more warping, but I mean, it's definitely not like one entire boss worth. Yeah.
No, it's not. I think if you had 30 seconds or more, it might matter, but like 5 seconds, I don't know.
Yeah. But if we do see them both kill a boss and it looks identical on our screen, that would mean Aggie did it slightly faster. And they are both heading to Rick now as well. Oh, which is the injured Black Knife Assassin. Nice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just literally instantly exploded for HooZher.
I wonder where they're headed now, if they've still got some bosses here to clean up, or if they will be heading to mountaintops at all.
HooZher definitely still has some Caelid stuff to clean up that we did see Aggie do earlier, and I think that means Aggie has some Altus stuff to clean up. I'm not entirely sure where he still has that HooZher's already done.
Ooh! This duo not making this easy for HooZher.
Yeah, the bug really just trying to snipe from the back while he's trying to fight the watchdog. Oh! Oh, he's so low on health. Oh my gosh, he has to roll away. He has to heal. Okay, he's fine for now, but that's the danger of the Death's Poker. You really can get locked into that animation. Oh my goodness. That really could have done it. If he had died there, that would have been huge.
Yeah.
It would have been very hard to come back from.
Yeah, death there would have been very devastating for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, they cannot see each other's score, no, so neither of the players know what the other one is doing right now.
Yeah, HooZher back to that one boss lead. So he definitely should take this home here in these last 9 minutes. He just has to keep getting a few more bosses, get that score up to around 80, and just stay one ahead of Aggie. Ooh, Aggie falls into the little poison here. Not what you want to see from the Stillwater Cave. Ooh, and some pretty bad enemies. Curse Blade trying to get him. He's not too afraid of dying, but that does lose some time.
These players are both so fast and so just aggressive and risky and a little greedy. It has been so crazy to watch. Hey,
Oh, a
Margo.
nice demi-human queen for Aggie. That'll catch him up temporarily.
Yeah, I don't know who they both have left. Aggie would catch up if he's got some easy bosses left. But he is going to Altus, I guess, so... I guess not.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, they're both so powerful. I would say the walking is going to matter a lot more for them than the kill speed. Ooh, Romina.
Oh my god, melting.
So if Aggie has some fast walking bosses left, he could catch up, but HooZher now about to get a one boss lead again. Has to be careful of those butterflies. I have heard they're a little bugged in Randomizer where they don't get scaled down properly, so you can absolutely just get one shot by those butterflies in a small arena. Luckily, this was a pretty big arena for it, so no problems there.
Oh my god, that
Oh,
guy.
the scary lightning guy on Aggie's screen. Yeah, if things go the way they are, it's looking very, very favored for HooZher. I would say, you know, if you're an Aggie fan, you're maybe hoping for a HooZher death, or just, you know, that Aggie has a bunch of fast bosses left, but he's heading to a slow one right now. He's finally going to check the shop for Death's Poker, probably see it and, you know, go, oh no, I was missing this the whole time. But yeah, it is a longer walk over here, whereas HooZher gets to go right to this jail, right to a cave right after. Like, yeah, HooZher is ahead with faster bosses to do.
Adon is just gonna...
Yeah, he's just gone.
Oh my god, Adon.
All right, let's see if Aggie even checks the shop. He did not even take a millisecond to look at the shop. He was instantly out of there.
I don't know why did he just like check it for nothing. I guess.
You have to talk through the shop in order for the merchant to go away.
Okay, I see. God, Forsa.
Oh yeah, this is so much slower than the Death's Poker kill on Forsa.
I cannot believe how strong that damage is. That really made a world of difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Death's Poker, probably one of the top, I don't know, top 3, maybe even top 1 weapon for a format like this. It is just so strong at just nuking things down. Oh, and he's stuck on the roof now. Oh no, this is a disaster for Aggie. Yeah, he's just abandoning it. He just says, this isn't worth it. I'm going to lose too much time. That is one less boss that Aggie can get and a bunch of time wasted. This is in dire straits for Aggie. He pretty much needs HooZher to die right now to lock in the score at 76, because Aggie can get 77, but if HooZher gets above 80, I don't think Aggie can get above 80. I just don't think there is enough time left.
Yeah, I think Aggie got, I feel like he got a few lucky moments earlier in the match. I feel like, you know, everything needs a balance. So.
Yep, yep. Unfortunately, just a couple of shops that Aggie did not check are going to make huge differences here. He has played really, really well. You know, has had some close calls that he almost died. HooZher had some close calls where he almost died.
Yeah.
But yeah, despite playing really well, sometimes if you just don't get the right weapon, it can just be hard to keep up. And that seems to be the main difference here, is really a weapon difference. And then just a couple of, you know, couple of differences in execution, couple of differences in routing. That has all led to a very, very close, very cinematic finish. But with 4 minutes left, I think HooZher's going to take this.
Yeah, that weapon that Aggie was running with, it's kind of tough though, that decision. I don't know what I would have done in that case because, you know, the weapon was good. It was doing a lot of work. So, you know, you really have to think about, oh, my mic, sorry.
Your mic is, yeah, it's a little crunchy. All right, HooZher coming back to take on Ymir and Dragonbarrow. High scaled, but does not matter for the Death Spoker. You can still just nuke him down as he's trying to summon those hands. Aggie getting a Bell-Bearing Hunter here, which is a nice, faster kill, but without Death Poker, you know, it still takes a little bit of time. Not bad, though. 78 to 75, though. Or 76 now. 2 boss lead with 4 minutes left. 3.5 at this point is just, oh my gosh. How do you make that comeback?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if I had been playing this, that weapon that Aggie's using, it was really good. It was honestly really good. And how do you make the decision, okay, this is really good, but there is a chance to have something better. I'm gonna spend time and go check the shops. You know what I mean? Which is what HooZher felt.
Yeah.
And I guess, I mean, to be fair, checking the shop doesn't take a lot of time. Because there's
no, yeah, especially for how early he did it. Yeah. I think Aggie, it would have taken him too long to swap over his stats and all that, too long to rebirth. So I think at the time that Aggie checked it, it was kind of correct to just go. But yeah, when HooZher checked it, it was definitely like, okay, I'll just glance at the shop, and if it happens to have something, then, you know, we're good. Because you have to go into the shop anyway just to activate it.
Right,
so.
Exactly.
Yeah, the patches bell bearing, that was definitely a risk, but
oh my god.
HooZher though having some trouble with Radagon. He gets grabbed. I think that's a death. That's a death. Aggie, all he has to do is get 79. He just needs 2 more bosses in 2 minutes. It's possible. He just has to go as fast as he's ever gone.
Oh my god, 2 bosses in mountaintops in 2 minutes. Is this possible?
Mountaintops is such a bad area for this. I don't know if he can do it, but there's a chance. He just has to go fast. I don't know what he could even go for here. It's probably Nile, and I don't even know what else. Oh my god. I'm surprised that Aggie doesn't have any faster bosses to go for, but I guess if this is all he's got, then it's all he's got.
Wait, does he win with 1?
Oh my goodness.
No, does he win with 1? Like,
I don't know. I have no idea what happens in the event of a tie with a death. I don't know. Have we ever had this situation before?
I imagine it's the same. I imagine it's because his HooZher score is tied or locked.
Right.
It's not like...
Then it would be a tied score where HooZher got the last kill first, yes. I think. So yeah. I think Aggie needs 2.
I think Aggie needs 2.
Okay, here's 1. If he can get this Tibia Mariner, not a bad boss to see. It is unfortunately the one that summons the giant skeleton that can be very, very tough. Oh, the spinny flail though. He needs 1 more boss in 1 minute.
I can't watch.
1 minute for 1 boss. It all comes down to this.
Is there a boss you can get to in 1 minute? Is it not? Is it the...
Nile is close enough you can get there, but if it's a long boss, he doesn't have time.
I can't breathe.
Or Deathrite Bird. Yeah, Deathrite Bird is closer. Deathrite Bird is closer. Oh my god. 40 seconds left. He'll definitely at least see the boss. He just has to pray for something really easy. 30 seconds left. It's
Oh
no PCR phase 2. There's no shot. He can't get it. There's just no way. There's nowhere else he can get to in time though. It's over. HooZher wins. There's no way you can kill him in 26 seconds. It's just over.
I cannot believe it was Consort Radon. This could have been so many bosses that he could have done in 20 seconds.
There are a lot that he could have, but not this one. One of the worst you could see.
Literally,
2
maybe
hours
the worst
is
you could
over.
see. Wow.
We end on a tie. Oh,
That is insane.
my goodness.
That is insane.
That, I mean, cinema. Like, you
What an
truly could
insane
not
end.
ask for a closer match.
Bro, HooZher probably is really bummed right now. Wait till he hears that he ended up winning and how crazy that was.
Yep.
Oh my god. Wait. No, Eggy's score is blue. I don't know if that's... Wait. Eggy won?
We might have to ask
Forsa!
Forsa. We
Forsa!
literally might have to ask Forsa.
Forsa!
I don't know. Forsa, please help. We don't know. Right, because the point is that when you die, your score is locked.
Right, so...
So he can't get another boss, but he did get 278 and then locked at 78 first.
Yeah,
So
HooZher got 78 first, but if I don't know what happens if it's the same score but no death.
yeah,
Forsa
I think we're
is
getting
sleeping.
drama either way. There's gonna be drama.
Wait, the
This
site
is...
says he won. Yeah, the site is automatic. I assume that the site will account
Yeah.
for this because HooZher did get it first, so it would say that HooZher is blue, and then the blue went over to Aggie. So I assume that Forza has accounted for this. Oh my god, did Aggie win? Site said Aggie.
No,
HooZher wins.
to clear up the confusion, I
Yeah.
know I won. The website's wrong. The same thing happened when Forza
Okay.
died.
Okay.
I got 78 first, because I hit 78. I'd have to, let me double check I hit 78 with 334 left. Aggie did not hit 78 until there was like a minute left. So
About a minute left. Yep.
yeah, because I got to the tying score first, and Aggie did not surpass my score when I died. I won.
Everyone's...
Yo.
Oh, there we go. Hello.
Oh, Aggie.
Yo,
do you know the
GG's,
results?
Aggie.
My chat
Yes,
has
I-
informed me, yes. I think I lost, even though
Yeah,
we
you did.
I think you lost as well. We need to triple check, but we think that because HooZher got 78 bosses first, then died, locking his score at 78, then you got to 78 and did not get to 79. Because you're both at 78 and HooZher's 78 was first, even though he died, we think HooZher is the winner.
Yeah.
that's
If-
tough.
if I-
In the IGT, are you sure the IGT was correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I got to
it was like 2
78,
minutes earlier
like
than you.
with 3 minutes left
2
on the
minutes
clock.
earlier.
I
Okay,
just
then.
double checked it.
Yep.
Dang.
That was insane. Dude, Aggie, if that final boss wasn't Consort Radon, I think you could have taken
Yeah, that could have been literally anything else.
Yeah, it was literally
yep.
the crazy.
Or
boss
Fortisax
option.
could have just not
Yeah.
got
Just not
stuck
gone on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I
Insane.
died, I was like, that goddamn imp got in the arena, and I died, and I
Yeah.
was just like, fuck. Because I thought I played the seed really well, and I think if I didn't make a mistake, I felt like I just did have a pace advantage because of the way that I played it. But
How do you find Death Poker and Great Stars? That's crazy.
because
It was the shops. He went to the Patches shop and then the Bell-Bearing Hunter in Altus, that shop.
Interesting.
yeah, one of the adaptations I made when I got with my team after the last game was I felt like I was trying to force it too much, like force every seed onto like a direct path. And I have played enough rando that I can kind of tell, when looting smart and when it's not. And like I never had the jump build online unless I wanted to go with flails. So yeah, it was basically just loot. And the second I got Deathless, I knew that there's a merchant there, so I just legged it to Altus and then cleaned up at the end.
Dang, well, that worked out.
Yeah,
Shot
the
that exactly what you
routing.
needed.
I do think, yeah,
Mhm.
I think that HooZher's routing was, you know, I think that you guys were about even, despite the routing differences. The deaths poker is what 100% made the difference. It was insane. It was so crazy. You were just absolutely shredding. Like the Plasty, I think the fact that you skipped Plasty phase 2 and Aggie had to deal with it is like one of the biggest differences in that endgame.
Yeah, because I got the craziest magnet riposte of all time. That was nuts. I can't believe that happened, but yeah, that was a
Yeah.
big setback.
The thing is just like it's due to like the rise of jump meta, right? Like normally I would have just taken Great Stars or Fire Knights or whatever and been happy. But with the rise of jump meta, it's just so damn strong that I was mainly looking for, like, I had Solitude, I had Great Stars, I had one Colossal Sword, mainly just looking for a power stance option. Of course, happened to get DP, and then, well, DP going DP, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
crazy. However, you guys both honestly played really well. It is confirmed, by the way, chat. Forsa says HooZher did win, and you guys need to stop complaining because the rules are consistent, and that's how leagues go. You might not like
That
it.
is the system in place, Chad.
That is the system in place, and that's been
Yep.
the system in place this entire time. None of the rules were changed for this, so get over it.
Yeah. The point of those rules is to make it, you know, a fun competition where both players play out the whole match. If it was, oh, you died once, you lose no matter what,
Yeah.
even if you had more bosses or tied bosses or anything like that, it just, you know, it would really take away from the viewing
Yeah.
experience. So we appreciate that we get a full 2 hours locked in. You know, it was incredible to see Aggie go for it at the end, you know, and he didn't get that one extra boss, you know, everything came down to those seconds differences. And, you know, honestly, it was a great match to see, and I hope you all also enjoyed watching it.
Yo, Parky, can I talk to your chat for just a sec?
Sure.
Keep up that energy, chat. Say that I lost. Say that I got cheated. Be mad, whatever. You know, I honestly, it's I'm incredibly motivated by spite. So when I get hate and stuff about how, you know, I didn't deserve it or blah 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 blah, you know, it just makes me work harder. So thank you for the angry comments. Appreciate it.
Okay, yes, I respect that, but also I think that I mean, I don't know, I think people are just upset because Deathless League. But Chad, let me tell you something. If someone dies 10 minutes into the run, the game just can't be over. Like, that's how it is. Let's please all respect everyone. Both of these players knew the rules going into it. I don't think either one of them are upset about, like, knowing the rules and this is how it is. It's okay. And both players played extremely well. I mean, please stop being rude to anyone, right, guys? This league is for fun. It's for fun, and Forza did an incredible job. So let's all relax. Both HooZher and Aggie played really well. You guys need to know that. Very, very clean, very aggressive, very scary. There were scary moments for both of you. And it was a really intense game. It was actually a joy to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did you guys feel about some of those near-death experiences? Because both of you had times that you almost died. Aggie had one, I think it was Aggie that had one early with the Valiant Gargoyles.
Yeah, that was
What
messed
going
up.
through your mind there? Yeah.
I don't know. I got extremely unlucky that they like just wombo comboed me for like 10 seconds straight. But lucky in the sense that it didn't kill me. I lived with one, and then I had to dodge like 4 attacks on one wall
Yeah.
poison. That was
And then one of them
nuts.
like jumped away. We
Yeah,
thought
and then it was,
you
like,
were
stuck in
actually
the
just gonna get
ceiling.
comboed. Yeah, but he jumped away and it just gave you time to heal. And oh my gosh, that could have ended it right
crazy.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think overall I played most of my fights really, really well. It was just the dragons hopping out of Everjails. Really unlucky on Aguil. He immediately flew out. Placidusax with the Magna Riposte. I think if not for those two things, I would have got the 79th. But it will.
Yep. HooZher, how did you feel about the match? You had a few close calls as well, but I'm struggling to remember exactly where they were.
Yeah, I mean, nothing was too close. I mean, I felt pretty comfortable overall. Obviously misplayed with the Radagon stuff. You know, I was very happy with how I routed it and how I played it overall. A few time losses in the early game, stuff that I need to address. But I also do want to just say, like, in all seriousness, I know chat was mad that I was rage baiting, but in all seriousness, thank you so much. You know, I only started streaming because I went to grad school. I left. I saw Aggie Parky playing in Bingo Brawlers. I thought Bingo was super cool. Actually used to be in Parky's chat a lot under a different name in Brawlers Season 1 because she would actually look at chat and I could try to give her advice. You know, you guys are a massive inspiration for me. Like, I would not be streaming if not because of you. So like, genuinely, it was just such an incredible opportunity to, you know, get to play you, Aggie. And I really do just appreciate the opportunity and appreciate you for playing in a league like this, where, you know, you can play anyone. So thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, GG's. It was fun.
Any
Yeah,
other
big
questions
GGs.
that are necessary? I don't think so. Congrats to both
we're
of you.
good.
It was a really fun match to watch. If you do want to watch it back, it was honestly really entertaining, and it could have been anyone's game at any point, even at the end. Like, it was a really great matchup. So yeah, thank you guys for the interviews, and we'll see you later.
Thank you. I'll see you guys
Bye,
later,
everyone.
Parky. I'm sorry for
Bye.
rage baiting your
No,
chat.
that's okay.
Sorry.
We'll be fine. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, well, let me say real quick, chat. It doesn't matter if you dislike the rules. The rules are the rules, and I don't know if you guys understand this, but consider it this way. When you're making a big league, and the same thing is with Bingo Brawlers, if you're making a big league, you have to have consistent rules. You can't just be like, okay, well, the person gets 78, and if he gets it first, he wins, and the score is locked. Actually, though, if he dies, the score is locked means something different, because it's just confusing. Being consistent is 100% the better way. Even Aggie, who lost this game, would agree with that. Forsa did an incredible job organizing this competition, and everyone's aware of the rules. And by the way, I don't even think there's a prize pool. Like, it's like, it's chill. It's for fun. You guys are getting really, really angry about something that no one else is angry about, okay? So, like...
And we explained the rules at the start. We explained exactly how it would happen, and nobody complained then. Everyone agreed it was good rules. But, you know, you see your favorite lose, and it's, you know,
Yeah, and Aggie's
it's
got a
hard to
lot of
take that,
fans,
but...
And we understand. We're Aggie fans
sometimes
too.
you have to.
We are absolutely Aggie fans too, but we know what rules are, and that's chill. And if you think that the rules should be different, then why don't you start a Deathless Rando League and change the rules and show us how it's done? But I had a lot of fun. Why do I hear myself? I'm not really sure, but I had a lot of fun. I think both players played extremely well. All we wanted was a great game, and we got a great game. And unfortunately, Aggie is out of the competition at this point. HooZher gets to go on, but maybe we'll see Aggie again and some other stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be in Bingo Brawlers. You know, Aggie's got that going on, so we'll, I'm sure, see him next season as well if this comes back. I mean, Aggie honestly showed that he is so good with, you know, a little more maybe time to practice. He could maybe get into the winner's bracket and not be in this, you know, lose to the 1 seed and you're out. That's honestly the most unfortunate thing for Aggie, is just like, you know, getting matched up against the 1 seed in the loser's bracket in your second match. Like, come on.
Yeah.
If you're gonna complain, chat, complain about that. But HooZher did play really, really incredibly well. Showed why he's the #1 seed, why he's going to continue on. Obviously, Aggie probably could have made it very far as well, but somebody had to go out, and unfortunately, this time it was Aggie.
All right, well, Mitch, I had a lot of fun commentating with you. I think I thought that was a lot of fun, and I think that we did a good job. And that was just 2 hours of insane gaming and fun discussion. So thank you so much for joining me. Chat, in terms of me, I don't know when I'll be commentating again. I'm going on a trip for a few days at the end of the week, so I probably won't commentate until like late next week or like 2 weeks from now. I don't even know if there will be games happening then. If this is my last game to commentate, which I don't know if it will be, thank you guys, and thank you Forsa for the opportunity to be a commentator. This has been a lot of fun, and if it's not my last game, well then I'll see you guys next time. And Mitch, again, thank you very much. I would love to have you back at some point. Any last
Thanks for
things
having
from
me.
you,
I would
Mitch?
love to be back. Yeah, that's about it. I would love to do this some more. Commentary is so much fun. And especially with you, Parky, you do a great job of keeping the flow and, you know, really keeping up the positive vibes. And it's just so much fun to commentate. So, yeah, anytime you want me back, you know where to find me. And I'd love to do it more.
Thank you, Mitch. We'll see you later.